All right. We're back.
So back.
We are very, very back.
I don't even know if I want to.
Poch is officially announced.
That seems to be the vibe.
We're in the live stream. Poch is announced. I believe he is maybe at the game.
Do we have?
Nope, he is not. He's flying to the U.S. this week. Okay. Introductory news conference in New York on Friday.
Should we go?
I would go. Is anyone from the U.S. Soccer Federation listening? Because we would take 2 tickets.
And ask some questions.
I mean, we could ask the hard-hitting questions.
Some people won't. We would.
We would absolutely
that's
ask.
That's actually good. What would be your one question to Pochettino?
What is going to change in October? Not for the World Cup. What changes day one, first match, first training?
I feel like that's such like a question where he can do like coach speak to get out of. You know what I mean?
So what's your first question?
My first question would be something along the lines, once again, this is off the cuff, something along the lines of the players used Berhalter as a scapegoat for their previous performances. I don't know what the follow-up is to that, but something along the lines of, like, how are you going to keep these players accountable and, like, how much weight are you putting in how these players played in their previously under Berhalter, or are you, as we talked about, is it a completely fresh slate of what you see with your eyes?
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be hard to ask Pochettino about anything Berhalter related, but I'm down. Wow, there is nobody there in Cincinnati.
I mean, would you go?
I mean, I went all the way to Philly to see an Arsenal friendly, so yeah, I think I'd go.
That's super different, though.
Is it, though?
Arsenal plays, it's the only time you get
How often do the U.S. men's national team play in your country?
In my country?
I mean, in your city. In your city.
All right,
Sorry,
real quick.
I have 2 of these New Zealand players on my FIFA career mode, so I'm excited to watch them.
I'm cooking a quick.
You want to make sure the stream's working, like volume,
picture? Please, it's the only time. We're good.
We got anyone watching? Hype.
But I'm going to take Ballo first and Hot. Oh, I can't combine those? What the actual fuck? That's because doing Ballo first, Haji, anytime.
Ballo first, Haji anytime.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
With us -1.5.
I love that a lot. That's the lay of the day for all of the -0 people that are in here. We've got Haji first.
Yep. No, Ballo first. We have 6 people watching.
That's dope.
That's huge.
That's huge. All right. So everyone in the chat, 6 people watching. We've got Balogun first goal. Haji anytime. US -1.5. That is the lay of the day for this U.S. men's national team friendly. First, Balogun. Anytime, Haji. And then.
You know what's so funny is we were just talking about, like, can Haji truly play off the left? And now we get to see.
We are going to find out, aren't we?
Can anyone in the chat let us know if you guys watched us on Bleacher Report this morning?
And what you thought on Bleacher Report. And it does say also in the stream, on the stream, we are answering all and any questions U.S. men's national team related, whether it's about this match, about certain players maybe called up, not called up, Olympics, Copa America, our thoughts on Pochettino. Let us know. We did a rankings today on Bleacher Report, top 3 in every position. And
which is also going to be on our YouTube channel tomorrow.
It will be on our YouTube channel tomorrow, which I think will suffice as the post-game coverage basically for this game.
Yeah, essentially.
Unless something crazy happens in this game, we find out a lot, and we'll have something to discuss.
Which would be shocking to me based off of we're playing New Zealand and this lineup is.
Well, let's talk about the lineup a little bit.
Well, real quick, also, if you're having like relationship issues or anything, we answer all questions. So it doesn't have to be USMNT related. It could be Premier League related. It could be NFL related.
Relationship related.
It could be what you should eat for dinner related.
Need.
But yeah, the lineup.
Did you eat dinner?
I did.
What'd you have?
I got there's this place called Healthy Thai. It's like rice, chicken, cucumber salad. Solid.
Nice. All right, this lineup 4-4-2. We
Yes.
think it's Balogun and Pepe up top.
Yep.
Haji off the left.
Brendan off the right.
Brendan Aronson off the right. Aiden Morris and Musa pivot.
Which is actually,
I like Aiden Morris.
that's an exciting one because like those are, I feel like, two of our more athletic midfielders. And if anyone's going to play in like a 4-4-2, I feel like that's a good decision.
Well, I think the two of them are both pivot midfielders, right? Like neither of them are lone sixes.
Right.
So like it makes sense if this is who we wanted to see, that's the midfield.
Yep.
Little shocked by Brendan and Haji as the wingers, considering I don't know if either of them are true wingers. So I don't really know. I guess Lund and Fossey are really going to keep the width.
Brendan's best position is? You think he's a central attacker?
I mean, I think his best position is probably as the right wing, but he's not a winger. Sure. Like he is not a touchline winger. Yep. His heels on the touchline does nothing for the U.S. men's national.
Well, I feel like naturally a 4-4-2. Well, unless your wingbacks are inverting, they naturally come inside a little more, and which in theory should fit Brendan.
For sure. Well, also like if you're playing a double pivot, you're not having your wingbacks invert because you already have the two-man midfield. So, yeah, I mean, I think you're going to see Christopher Lund, who is Hansen on the starting 11 there. If anyone doesn't know, his name is Christopher Lund Hansen, which I actually did not know until recently when I saw it on FOTMob. And then Marlon Fossey, both like to be – Fossey especially likes to really get down the wing and throw some crosses in. So, yeah. I mean, I think what you're going to see a lot of is Aronson coming in and kind of being more of an attacking midfielder. Haji, Balogun, and Pepe, I guess, rotating up top. I'm interested to see Pepe and Balogun play off each other. Like, I think it could either be brilliant with, as we said on our stream earlier today, like Pepe making more of those darting runs into the box, Balogun more to feet.
Hold up, yeah.
I'm not really sure what Haji's going to be doing with those two profiles ahead of him, but
I'm excited that I don't have to watch Johnny Cardoso. That excites me.
Don't be an idiot.
I'm excited that I get to see Haji Wright. What I'm not excited about is...
How about 7 o'clock? They're not even on the pitch.
Ricardo Pepi. When does Josh Sargent get a chance?
Never again. Like,
Why?
it's over for Josh Sargent. Because we have three
Why does he get
strikers.
called up if it's over for him?
I don't know. Because he's playing well for Norwich. But, like, we have three strikers who are better than him. So it's going to be hard for Josh Sargent, and that's okay.
And then... Like, Schulte played last night, but, like, once again, we know what Matt Turner is, and there's nothing against the New Zealand side that's going to give us any new information. I would have loved to have seen a different goalkeeper.
You think we maybe get Cochin in the second half? Make his U.S. men's national team debut? How cool would that be? I'm excited to watch Mark McKenzie.
Me too. My thing is, like, we're playing fucking New Zealand. How much are we going to find out from playing New Zealand?
There's some decent players. I mean, Chris Wood is a serious striker for the center back pairing to go up against. Like,
yeah, that's true.
He's not. I mean, he's no slouch. He scores goals in the Premier League consistently. He's a big body. He's a big-bodied center forward. No, he's Stamenic isn't bad. The defensive midfielder. I mean, that's about all I know.
Yeah, I mean they're number 94 in the FIFA World Ranking.
Yeah, no, I mean they're terrible. And
they have any chance to get into the World Cup?
Yeah, through like because like they're in the Asian qualifying, so like it's a little bit easier than European qualifying, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people are there? This stadium seats 26,000. Can't be more than 10,000 people there.
I mean, what is it? A Tuesday night?
Big men on this New Zealand side. Yeah. Some big men.
Tuesday night. I guess if you live in Cincinnati, no offense to my Cincinnatians in the chat. What are the chances? 1 of 6.
If this game was in New York and the tickets were under $150, we wouldn't be going.
Did you say $150?
Yeah. What do you mean? We cover them.
Those tickets couldn't have been more than $20.
They had to have been more than $20.
You think I'm traveling to MetLife Stadium?
No, I was thinking more like Red Bulls.
That is still a Hajj. It would have to.
It's way easier.
It would have to be in Central Park for me to go.
Yankee Stadium?
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
Really?
You would really go to Yankee Stadium tonight to watch that game? I would go with you to drink beer and do essentially what we're doing here and just watch them and like bet on it and like chill. But I would not go as like a...
Okay, yeah, tickets are literally first row, $9 each. Yeah. How are there nobody there then?
I think this goes to prove my point even more.
First row in section 110, $9 each. If you're in the stream right now and you live in Cincinnati, buy the tickets, get to the stadium. You could be there by kickoff. It's 7:03 and we're nowhere near kickoff.
You'd really go.
Yeah.
Ticket was free. First row.
I would 100% go.
Alone?
Alone? No, I'm not going alone.
Okay.
I'll find somebody to go with. You would go if I said I got free tickets. You would go.
No, I said I'd go to hang out, but not to because I'm excited to watch the U.S. men's.
No, but any chance you get to see live professional soccer.
Outside.
How many people we got in the chat?
In the chat? None yet. 8 people watching.
8 people watching. If you missed it, the lay of the day is...
It's a little late.
Nah, game hasn't started. No way it's a little late.
Lay of the day. Balogun first goal scorer. Haji Wright anytime goal scoring. USA -1.5. Lock it in if you want to turn $100 into $1,400. Or if you want to turn $10 into $140.
Or 5 into 67. I had a $5 free bet. Kaboom.
Kaboom.
Yeah, I mean, this is the worst national anthem I've ever heard personally.
I thought you said $150. Look at the stadium. It's a Tuesday night. We're playing New Zealand.
Yeah, I overestimated.
We couldn't even pack a Copa match.
We couldn't pack a fucking...
And you think we're going to pack a friendly match against New Zealand with no manager and no...
I don't really think the opponent matters to me. The opponent really matters to you to see the U.S. men's national team play?
Helps.
How many times have you seen the U.S. men's national team live?
Once.
I've seen them 0.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So, I'd love to see them.
Jack actually...
They're never here.
Jack visited the weekend that there was
In Columbus, you're saying?
World Cup qualifier in Columbus and took me and 6 of my friends and bought a field suite.
That's pretty sick.
It was sick. And we got Yunus Musa's game-worn kit.
Nice.
Actually...
What is Jack doing for us now?
That's a good question. Essentially supplying this studio for us.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's done a lot yet.
That pays my entire salary. My friend, so we've had this debate forever, and I'm curious what you guys think in the chat, because we go back and forth about this, and he's now had the jersey for 3 years running.
Your friend kept the jersey, not you.
There's no debate that they acknowledge I was the one who got his attention. He didn't come all the way over, but kind of took it off and chucked it. My friend was the one who caught it, and he kept it.
This is a non-starter. Your brother brought a field suite for you and your friends. It is your kid.
I don't even want to pull that where it's yo,
stop pulling that. It's your friend's
your
friend's a jackass for not doing that.
By the way, on top of that, I was like, yo, I want to get it framed and put a picture.
Think about how good that would look on our set.
So first it was, I want to get it framed, put a picture of us, and hang it. It's been in his home in just a drawer since we've gotten it. And now I was like, yo, we do this. He was like, he's starting a company. He's like, if you get Jack to give the company a shout out.
What's the company?
I'll give it to you to use for the podcast that we invest time and money into.
What's the company? Don't say it. No free plug.
No
plug.
It's not out yet. They're doing essentially Tinder for job applications. So
there's no crossover with what Jack does. Why does he want Jack to plug it?
That's what we all said. He's like,
we'll plug it right now for the jersey. Tell your boy.
It's not out yet. It's
God damn it.
Fucked, right?
Yeah, I mean that's ridiculous.
Right?
Your friend's a jackass.
I agree.
I mean, there should be no anything. He got brought to a field suite for a World Cup qualifier for free.
Correct.
Even if you weren't there when the jersey got thrown there, you get back from the bathroom. Casey, thank you so much for taking us. Yunus Musa threw us his jersey and signed it. Here it is.
How about the fact that he hasn't even hung it up since he got it?
None of that even matters.
He just shoves it
it's
in his
insanity
drawer.
that he
I'm
would
actually
even
clipping this and sending it in my group chat.
I mean, that's crazy. He's a bad friend and a bad person.
All right. Anyways, enough about my bad friend and bad person.
All right, so it's Balogun up top with Pepe. Balogun's playing left striker, Pepe right striker, whatever you want to call it. Aronson and Haji Wright are pretty close together as well. This is bizarre.
Aronson and Haji's over here on the left.
Well, they were both they're not wide. They're certainly not wide. Good camera work. Yeah, good start.
We're so fucking back.
I mean, Kyle Martino.
Remember when the fucking angle was for that?
No, I'm not talking about that. That was horrendous. Was that the Uruguay game? Which match was that?
That was the Uruguay match.
Oh, my God. That was so bad. All right, Marlon Fossey. I'm not going to lie. It's the first time I've ever watched Marlon Fossey live. Way to go,
really
Musa.
good
And it's
giveaway,
1-0. Oh, I got to turn off my notifications.
I mean, we're just fucking shocking.
I mean, I have USA notifications on like 4 apps. God knows why. All right, Mackenzie. All right, so yeah, it's exactly what we thought. Yep. Morris and Musa double pivot. Look where Aronson is, right? Like he's playing a little.
Is Eunice okay?
Nope. Jeez Louise.
Get a fucking grip.
Man, we talked a lot about Yunus Musa today for him to be this bad the first 90 seconds.
It's giving Cardoso vibes.
Selvin. Good name. If you're looking to watch the match, it's on TNT, it's on Max, and it's on Peacock. So you can watch along with us while we react, and you don't have to listen to Kyle Martino.
Are we being dead ass right now?
I mean, nobody has any technical security in this side. This is probably one of our least technical 11s we could have possibly played.
Honestly.
I mean, this could be worse than the Bolivia match in a lot of ways. I mean, that was a tough watch.
Holy fucking shit.
All right, so Aronson is definitely playing through the middle. I'm sorry to say. Like, he has not been wide at all.
I kind of forgot, like...
Pepe?
Playing right wing.
This is crazy, brother. I mean, we had plenty of other options, did we not?
Okay, so it's a 4-3-3 with Aronson at the 10. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, yeah. But but Haji's not playing like as high up as Pepe is. Like, there's no doubt about that. That's out of possession. It's out of possession. It's a 4-2-3-1. I want to see what it is in possession. We just haven't had possession yet. I like what I've seen from Aiden Morris in the first 2 minutes.
He's home.
He's just, Haji? Wait.
What?
He didn't put a foot on that after his chest? The right back? No? Is that Matt Ryan? Is that their goalie? Or Matt Ryan's Australian? He's Australian. Who's the New Zealand goalkeeper? I mean, they look like they're wearing warm-up jerseys. This is the best they've got, New Zealanders. All right, Aronson. Just carry. You had so much space. Christopher Lund, for those who don't know, plays for Palermo in Serie B.
He played last match too?
Yeah.
Why?
A lot of these guys did
not get.
I don't know.
Oh, that's a goal.
I felt like Haji just like kind of reacted late to that, or
it was a straight ball, straight run. It's always going to be tough.
Aiden Morris looks good though.
Yeah, agreed.
Like Aiden Morris.
How's Burrow doing in the ship?
Oh, sorry. My mind went to Joe Burrow, unfortunately. I think they're pretty mid-table. They looked good 2 years ago, but oh yeah, they got 7 points in 4 matches. That's pretty good. They're in 7th, tied for 6th with Burnley. Aiden Morris has been great for them too. So
is Mark McKenzie a natural lefty or just making a point that he can pass with his left?
I don't believe he's a natural lefty.
Okay, he's all 3 of his passes have been with his left foot.
I could be definitely wrong about that, but like look where Haji's picking the ball up. I think the lack of positions in this formation could be an interesting situation for sure.
I mean, I don't know who this manager is, but wasn't this like a chance to kind of show like you have 2 games to show?
I really don't know what his deal is. He was like maybe an under-21s manager or something. All right, I mean, Pepe just can't play off the right wing, obviously. Fossey? He's got Balogun back post. Dude, what are we doing? Rip it. Oh, my God. Fossey took like 48 seconds too long there. Let's move the ball quickly against New Zealand. There's tons of time and space. There's just no need to go all the way back there. I wish we got to see Tillman.
Seriously.
We
played a real 11 against Canada. This is like some... I kind of like the interchange between Ballo and Haji, though.
Yeah, no, I mean that makes sense to me. I mean, Balogun
playing right wing is
atrocious.
Is something I don't think I'll ever.
Balogun played oh, that's a foul. Brilliant. Play on.
Get in.
Balogun played a lot of left wing in his academy days, so he definitely has experience there. Oh my God, this is so ugly. Musa hasn't even gotten on the ball since his 2 early mistakes. I mean, this is quite a trip for New Zealand for a friendly.
Yeah, seriously.
Right? Like, most of these guys must play in New Zealand, too.
17-hour flight.
Or in Australia. I don't know how many of these guys play in Europe or in the MLS. I mean, Chris Wood, obviously. I think Stamenic plays somewhere in Europe. I'm not really sure about Garbett, and I don't really know any of the other players. Is that updating the lineups thing? Like, does it have like?
Should it have anything if nothing's happened yet? You know?
I don't know. In a couple of minutes, if
it's the
people
scores.
don't have player ratings, then I'll just refresh it. Turn and go. Just turn and go. There's no reason for it to turn into 4 people. I mean, Matt Turner may not have to make a save tonight.
Yeah, I guess that's what
I want to see coaching. Yeah, U20 team. That's what I thought. Mikey Varas. Literally never heard of him in my life.
U20 coaches. I guess, honestly, if I'm the players, like, this is pretty useless. Like, I'm being coached by a U20 manager.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm Chris Richards, I'm playing every minute in the Premier League. I have to play these friendlies. I'm probably not the most thrilled.
Yeah, agreed. He's kind of one where he probably should have just stayed fit.
Come on, Fossey.
Is he the second name on the team sheet?
At Crystal Palace?
No, for the U.S. Men's National.
After Pulisic?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he may be arguably the first name.
It's pretty crazy.
It's crazy because it took him, I feel like, a year longer than people thought to become a mainstay.
I mean, Eunice has been dispossessed 4 different
Yeah,
times.
I mean, by the same guy, Garbett. There's no way that's how you pronounce his name, but Garbet. How would you pronounce that? Garbett, right? They're not French. They're New Zealanders.
Yeah, I get Garbett.
Chris Wood's a good player, man. I'm a big fan.
Is he at Forest?
Yeah.
Jesus
Brother.
fucking Christ.
I mean, this is what we look like against Canada. Nobody's trying.
Might have to pack it up after 45. I mean, they have the much better sequences of play.
Yeah, they just have the worst talent.
I can't get over Marlon Fossey.
With 2 guys and just taking his sweet time.
Insane. Aronson was wide open in the box.
All right, official, Mauricio Pochettino. Pretty crazy, man.
It's exciting.
It's very exciting.
When do we know when the next camp is?
October.
Okay, that's going to be exciting. October what?
Like 9th to something. First match is like on the 9th, I think, or the 10th.
October 9th is a Wednesday. That's when you take the first.
No.
No?
Like October 11th and then October 14th, something like that.
Okay.
All right, Mark McKenzie. Let's see what you got. This is loads of fun, this match. Lethargic doesn't even begin to explain what this is. I wonder how you see this match if you're New Zealand. Like, this is a real opportunity for you to get a win? Rise up the rank. Do you get FIFA ranking points for friendlies?
That's a great question.
Probably do.
Yeah, I'd imagine you do.
I mean, Chris Wood's good. We're going to get scored on. 1-0. Oh, my God. Good defending by Mark McKenzie.
Kind of got done, but I guess it doesn't matter if you get
What the hell? I mean, Ricardo Pepi has no idea what to do with his body on the right wing. He looks so confused.
Could have just stopped after body. Guy's atrocious.
He's not atrocious. He's very good.
Luke de Jong still at PSV? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So Pepe's still not starting.
He starts sometimes. He's a really good center forward. He is.
I think it's a question if good is even necessary. You putting on the really, it feels like
for the U.S., he's a really good U.S. men's national. I mean, he's a really good center forward. That's my feeling. I don't know what else to tell you.
I need you.
I mean, Fossey needs to.
He can go without being good for the U.S. men's national team for you to stop saying that.
If he's not good for PSV, and if scouts from around the world aren't coming to see him play, then yes.
They made the trip for Tilly.
They made the trip to the U.S. just for Tilly.
I mean, do you think he's worth it? Yeah. Agreed. So?
No, I think Pepe is worth the trip.
Also, a flight from Netherlands to Italy is what, like an hour and a half?
No, Juventus scouts, they watch the U.S. play, not PSV play.
Oh. I missed that part of the report. I thought they went to a Juve match.
No. I came and saw them play against Canada.
They came on a little vacation. Where was the first match?
I want to say Kansas City.
Okay, they didn't come for a vacation.
No.
Maybe they all went to the game on Thursday.
And then stayed 4 more days in Kansas City. What? Hey, anyone know what there is to do in Kansas City for 4 days?
Joe's
Our buddies from Juventus are looking for something to do. All right, Lund, you're not very good. This is awful, to be honest. We don't have anybody who can carry between the pivot and the three attackers.
By the end of the first half, it's being wrapped up.
We're packing it in early.
We're packing it up.
Oh Lord!
It was a good run for the Copa matches. World Cup's gonna be a movie.
We're gonna be at the games for the World Cup.
I know.
This is a good reminder for anyone in the chat. We are the home of the 2026 World Cup for the U.S. men's national team. Make sure to be subscribed to the channel for all our content leading up to the World Cup and during it. Lots to come. I mean, there's 7 people watching. Somebody show us some life in the chat. What do we got?
I might just start commenting from my own channel.
Yeah, get the party started in there. Might as well. Is there VAR in a match like this?
AT&T botched paying for sponsorship on this match.
I mean, they couldn't have paid much. Probably about $9.
How many people do you think are watching this match right now?
How many people do I think are watching this match right now? 65,000?
Do you think there are more people watching this match or Link's Dream?
Got to be this match.
You think so?
Yeah. More people watching this match or the Yankee game?
Yankee game. Like
not even close. There's more people at the Yankee game than watching this match.
Maybe. I think Link's Dream on NBA TV is going to get more viewership than this game.
No, I don't think so. I can't name a player on either team.
Link's in the Dream?
Yeah.
You got Ryan Howard. Link's got Nafisa Collier.
I'm sorry, Ryan Howard's a girl?
Yeah.
Not
it's
the
like
Phillies
Ryan.
first
it's
baseman.
R-H-Y-N-E. Ryan.
What do you guys think in the chat? More people watching the Lynx against the Dream, the WNBA match, or this horrific USA-New Zealand match? People just watching us on mute. Like, we aren't the game, so you got to have the volume on.
Any fantasy start-sit questions?
So I put $56 on Isaiah Likely. What'd you do?
30.
Out of 100?
No, 200.
Really?
It's not going to.
You're not getting him.
But what I did do is I put 36 on Jameis.
That seems aggressive.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'd be happy if I got him for 36.
Really?
I think he's...
I put 11 on Jameis in the league I have Deshaun in.
You should just drop Deshaun.
Well, it's 2 QB, and I don't have another option, so I've been Malik Willis, who I will not be playing.
Rushing upside?
I think Deshaun's upside's higher than Malik Willis rushing
After
upside.
watching week 1, you still believe that?
Yeah, I do believe that.
That's insane.
They may not let Malik Willis throw the ball once.
Correct. Exactly. Jaden Daniels didn't throw the ball, and he had a great fantasy day.
Yeah, Malik Willis is not Jaden Daniels.
Running backs are running backs.
Let's say 4 or 8.
8.
If you're alive in the chat, say something. Musa? Gonna get dispossessed by Garbett again? No, he did not. I mean, Marlon Fossey looks a little bit lost out there. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
You could tell me that he is on like 6 edibles, and I'd believe you. Like, just has no clue what he's doing out there.
I didn't realize what a contingent we had going into the Belgian league, too, for a while. McKenzie was there at one point. Horvath was there at one point. Obviously, Brian Reynolds and Griffin Yao, both on Westerlo. We had Slonina. Oh, my God.
Jesus, fuck.
We had Slonina there last year. I mean, we're kind of cooking in Belgium.
Are we cooking? You just named a bunch of shit players.
We named a bunch of players who are a part of this U.S. men's national team is what I did.
We're a shit side.
I mean, how American is Marlon Fossey? He's from...
You know what sucks? Remember how bullish I was on the U.S. before the Copa?
Yeah, that was crazy.
You tried to help me.
Yeah, I did.
but I've seen the light.
It's kind of like how you were with Tottenham at one point. It's like you just have to understand that sometimes there's a level that you're just not at.
Tottenham is actually good.
Tottenham is to the Premier League that as US is to the rest of the world.
No, I'm not even getting to halftime.
All right, Marlon. Oh, brother. Yeah, he fouled him. Garbit.
What's going on? Is it a throw? Is it a foul?
Let us know if you've ever seen any of these New Zealanders play other than Chris Wood and Stamenic. Where does Stamenic play? Plays somewhere in Germany, I think. He might play in Italy. He plays for Nottingham Forest?
Really?
Yeah, they just signed for them. He's from Red Star Belgrade. That's where I'd seen him play, and he played for Copenhagen. I've seen him play in the Champions League. Yeah. And where does Matthew Garbett play? Anyone?
Well done.
Oh, he plays for NAC Eagles in the Eredivisie.
Oh.
NAC Breda, actually, in the Eredivisie. He's at Swindon Town now.
I like Mark McKenzie.
What's Liverpool? Oh, he was at Liverpool? Wait, what? This can't be right. No way he was at Liverpool. No, this is all fucked up. He was at Torino.
Are you sure Mark McKenzie isn't a lefty?
I'm not sure. I said that multiple times.
To diagonal, left-footed.
He's a baller, dude. I'm telling you, he's a good player. I told you he's a good player.
He was right on either Haji or Bell.
Right, Marlon Fossey is not good at all. It's a good thing we know that now. Oh boy, Haji Wright, not a winger. Nor is he an attacking midfielder, where he's played a lot of this match. Musa has actually been horrific. Like, I'm actually blown away at the performance he's putting in.
All right, updated best midfield. Tessman, McKennie, Tillman.
Let's see. Mark McKenzie, are you a lefty or a righty, my friend?
Also, can our fucking manager wear a suit? Is that too much to ask for?
Is that important to you?
I don't know. Like, let's just be a serious...
He's a righty. I told you. He's a righty.
He pinged a very...
No, he's a good player. Like, he's a good player.
You don't see people, like, the best center backs in the Premier League pinging diagonals with their off foot.
Yeah, not many. He's good. He just gets a little bit turned around sometimes in defending the channels.
That is the biggest flop I've ever seen.
Literally jumped.
I mean, with 10 people watching, can't get one question. I'll super chat you guys for a question.
You what?
Super chat? It's like they pay.
Oh.
Like one day we'll have people paying us to answer questions.
Casey will take his shirt off if someone asks a question.
Yep.
We will do strip questions here.
Strip questions. Strip FIFA was... You watch Strip FIFA?
I have no idea what you're talking about. It sounds
really?
a little homoerotic for me, personally. Oh my God, Fossey. Pepe, score.
Fuck. That's not good for us at all. Not good for my
Ricardo Pepe is him. What a finish. That is a center forward's goal. Picking up a loose ball, and your agenda is usually not right. Mine usually is right.
Not good for anything.
Yeah, I mean, it was always Ricardo Pepe for his goal. Let's just be honest. I mean, Marlon Fossey with the assist?
That's generous.
It is an assist for sure. What a finish. First time. Let the ball run onto your strong foot. Finish it across the goal. Spectacular. Just absolutely spectacular.
Spectacular. That needs to be saved, realistically. Probably
I mean,
that's saved.
That's a nice goal.
No, it's good
from that angle all the way across goal. I mean, obviously he probably should get his foot out a little bit more.
It's the goalkeeper. He's leaning near post, and it's like if your positioning is right, you don't need to lean near post.
Marlon Fossey, first goal contribution for the U.S. Big night for him. First and last, probably.
Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, we can be happy for him, but
anyone in the chat happy about that goal or not
first
really?
First goal in 8 matches for Pepe. Oh, let's fucking go. Got chalked off.
Did it? Wait, what?
Dub.
What did they call?
Big dub.
There wasn't even a VAR check.
It's not even CONCACAF, but that was super CONCACAF-y.
There was... There was no VAR check. There was no replays.
I think they have expedited.
And that's not a foul?
I think they have expedited.
Okay, now
review.
I'm dialed in. Yeah, they have expedited review. It's like Brees Hall. Garrett Wilson, whatever the fuck it was. Can someone in the chat let us know what happened? Because the volume's really low in here so that you guys don't hear the bleed over. And I'm just blown away. I mean, that's just awful. That was the most MLS pass I've ever seen. That is... He's onside. There's no question about that. Everybody here is onside.
Called a foul there. Did he not get the ball? What? He toe poked it.
I mean, that's the most criminal thing I've ever seen in my life.
If I had Pepe first goal scorer, I'd be throwing an absolute fit right now. What the fuck? It's kind of insane.
I mean, is there VAR?
There's something, clearly. But that was also super quick. Like, really fast. Whatever system that is. I mean, they got the call wrong, but
there's no system. I think the assistant and
they were just
chatting.
over.
Yeah, they just decided we don't need to see a replay. We'll just call it.
I love refereeing off vibes. That's a huge win for everyone watching tonight. Are you getting any clarity on...
I'm trying to figure out what the call was.
I think it was on Fossey somehow. That seems to be where that...
Let's see if anyone knows.
Where the ball was
Can
placed.
someone in the chat let us know, like, what happened? Where would I
don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, let's see what this guy said. Nobody is even talking about it, to be honest. This game is so irrelevant.
Hence why the link stream is getting more viewership.
Yep. Shoot. I mean, are you kidding me? Well, like, that's not the kind of player he is, though. That does not.
No. That's just making excuses. That's a pass that any player who's played any high-level soccer makes. It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, it's...
He is not that kind of player to carry.
Stop. You can't just let him off after missing a 6-yard pass. A 6-yard diagonal.
I'm actually blown away at that goal being chalked off. I mean, it still says that it's 1-0 on SofaScore. Whatever it says. What minute does it say it is?
It's 23:35. We're like right on time.
Maybe they have the score bug wrong at TNT Sports. I wouldn't be shocked.
Well, I mean,
Mark McKenzie is a bright spot in this game so far.
I love it. And he might be like a closet lefty, which is huge.
Need more closet lefties on our team.
Seriously. I mean,
I thought Fossey was going to let that run out. I'm going to be honest with you.
I'm telling you, he's on an edible.
That's just his vibe. That's what all the Standard Liège fans say. Okay, Pepe.
It's not his game.
That was really nice, though.
I agree.
He's growing into that right wing role, just as we expected.
Come on, Haji. Take him 1-on-1. Love it.
Shoot.
Hit it.
My God. No, never that. Got to be going far post there. Got to be.
No, I mean, I don't hate the Mbappe finish. Not that he has it in his bag.
I've never seen him do that. He's always a far post finisher. Always for Coventry.
How's Cov doing?
Not great. Although he rescued them on the first day of the year. They are.
No one has one question. It could literally be is water.
Where are they? Coventry. They have 4 points in 4 matches.
That's
-1 goal differential.
all right, he should get a move in January. Well,
he should have got. He is a Premier League level striker. I will die on that hill. I'm down.
Hill. That's a good hill to die on.
He would start at Southampton.
Your other hills are not good to die on.
He would start at Ipswich Town.
your Arsenal's front three being good enough to win a title, bad hill to die on. Pepe being a good
It's
striker.
like you don't watch Havertz. We're not getting into this.
Pepe being a good striker, bad hill
Good
to
center
die on.
forward, 100%.
Cardoso being our best 6, bad hill to die on.
I'm not dying on that hill.
Okay.
I never had said. I think right now he is. Tanner Desmond will be the best 6 in the history of this country, though. That is a hill I'm willing to die on.
I don't hate it.
Does anyone have a question? Like, this game sucks. Like, literally, I'll answer any question about anything. It doesn't have to do with anything related to soccer. I'll answer any personal question.
We just lost half our viewers.
We went down to 5.
Yeah.
Wow. From screaming. People, you want ASMR? This is more of an ASMR chat.
I just wish we did. I just want to know who is watching, yet doesn't like. With all due respect to the 3 people watching, I love you.
But why are you watching if not to answer?
Watching and it's not to interact with us, why are you watching?
100% agree. I mean, there's not even anything analytical to say about this match. This is what we like from Musa, though. The ball carrying.
I mean, except for the pass that almost went out of bounds.
Fossey, okay. That's play it in.
Ballo. I like it.
He really is good with both feet, Haji, right? It is nice to watch.
Handsome lad.
Oh, we got a question on Twitter.
Yeah?
At Yanks Abroad from Majestic Era. At Yanks Abroad Pod, how frustrating is it to watch the U.S. and CONCACAF with refs who always side against us? Well, it's quite frustrating, and even when we're not playing in CONCACAF, like we are against New Zealand, Majestic Era, I don't know if you're in the chat, at Majestic Era, but yeah, it is quite frustrating. Every single call seems to go against us because... I mean, I'm not going to go into why, but it just...
I would like you to go into why. I'm actually curious why you think so.
It's got to be political, right? It's got to be.
What makes you think that?
I mean, I don't think many countries like the United States of America. I don't think many countries in the Western Hemisphere specifically like the United States of America.
Do you think that there's reason behind that?
I mean... They may
By the way, in all seriousness...
Yeah?
What time does the debate start tonight?
You want to do a debate, U.S. men's national team live stream combo?
No, like I want to... leave after the 80th minute so we're home in time to be there for the debate.
I feel like
that is
my buddy texted me fucking New Zealand, am I right?
What?
My buddy said fuck New Zealand, am I right? Like maybe he's in the chat. Danny, are you in the chat? Or you're just like a
huge US
men's national team fan? That can't be it. I want to respond to this person, tell him to come answering your question live on YouTube right now. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, this is some of the worst I've ever seen. Balogun! Oh, it was Haji getting in there. Mm-hmm. Pepe has been our best player so far. I think that's fair to say. Are we down to 3 people? So it's just you, plus 2.
We were cooking. We had
11 or 12. We had 18? I wish there was something to say. We've spoken at such nauseum about everything there is to say about the U.S. men's national team in the last month.
True. Should we record Sunday at 11 after the Arsenal-Tottenham match?
I can't.
What are you doing on Sunday? Oh, jeez. Are you watching the match?
Yeah, I'm watching the match.
Oh, okay.
But then I have to go immediately after. Theoretically, I could maybe record. Do you want to watch together?
That's originally what I was thinking, because we get back from Pittsburgh at like 8 a.m. and I would just come straight.
I'm right here.
Yeah.
Let me get back to you on that. I could potentially do that.
What do you have?
I have to go down to South Jersey for a concert.
Oh, you were giving vibes as if it was like something like super like whipped that you didn't like.
No.
And I feel like once you're married, like that's just like life. Like whipped isn't really a thing anymore.
Yeah, I'm not whipped.
What's the concert?
No, I'm seeing Bruce in Asbury Park. Should be dope.
What? Bruce?
Bruce Springsteen?
Oh.
Who'd you think I said?
I thought you said Bruce.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was a...
Oh, you don't know who Bruce Springsteen is?
No, I obviously know who Bruce Springsteen is. I just don't...
Are we down to 2?
Yeah.
Nice. I mean...
a strong one. I mean, I don't blame them.
No, I don't blame them at all. We have nothing to say.
Realistically, I would not be watching this match if we were not streaming.
No, I wouldn't.
You can call me a fraud if you want, but
well, there's not now that we know for sure Pochettino wasn't even involved in the call-up selection, and then this lineup, like it's not good. I mean, I'm hoping the second half we get to see some players we're more interested in seeing.
What time's the concert that you're going down so early?
I'm going down to get. My plan was to get down to Randy's parents' house by 1, so I can watch football up until I have to go to the concert.
Very good plan.
Mm-hmm. But like, if we did like an 11 to 11:30 recording,
yeah,
Randy picked me up at like 11:40. We could get down there in time for football. So,
who do the Giants play?
Washington. Could be a
dub.
dub. Could be a dub.
Could be a big dub.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
We're down to 1?
No, we're back up to 6.
Oh, yo, if you're in the chat, we got answering all questions. We're talking about Brendan Aronson, his top form for Leeds right now. Looking nasty in the box. Penalty, Balogun, 1-0.
That would be huge.
We're all riding a lay together in the chat, all 4 of us. We've got Balogun first goal. Haji right to score anytime in the US -1.5 at plus 1,400 odds. Everybody should be on that. If you're not, now's the time. Probably could still get on it and probably get better odds.
Get on it. I would say it's probably similar odds. Actually, I don't know. The chance of like huge rotation at halftime could like fuck everything.
Who's the best player on the pitch so far?
Who's the best player on the pitch so far? He hasn't had much to do, but I do agree Mark McKenzie looks good.
I think it's Mark McKenzie. I thought Aiden Morris has been pretty good, and then Aronson's also been pretty good.
I thought he was pretty good until he pinged that pass about 14 yards.
Yeah, that wasn't very good. I mean, Musa has been the worst player on the pitch, including the New Zealanders. Fossey is close second. Lund has not impressed me either.
No, I'm over Lund officially. I'm good on Tolkien as our 4th option. I guess 3rd.
And somebody who's not going to get called up.
Yeah.
Lund just doesn't seem like he has much going forward. He's not a bad defender.
He also was very bad against Canada.
He was terrible.
Yeah.
I think that's why he played again, honestly. That's a nice ball.
Why wouldn't we want to see what's good with Caleb Wiley?
I think we're going to see some Wiley.
The Olympics.
I think we'll see some Wiley in the second half. I mean, Wiley's 19 years old. He's young, man.
That's what I'm saying.
If he makes this World Cup, he could theoretically play in 4 World Cups for the U.S.
Yeah, I mean, this is the best time to put Caleb Wiley out there. A no pressure.
Agreed.
Not a good side.
If you're just joining or just turned on the game, we did score a goal that was mysteriously chalked off without any VAR. Just simply the assistant and the head referee, about 2 minutes after the goal, decided that there was a foul in the buildup on the U.S. If you watch the replay, there's no context, so it's a bit confusing, but, you know, it's very CONCACAF, even though this isn't CONCACAF. New Zealand hasn't joined CONCACAF, right?
That would make no sense.
I feel like somebody random scored. Like, did Qatar or something, somebody join CONCACAF at some point?
Qatar was maybe not in our World Cup.
Like in a Gold Cup or something?
Yeah, it was in like the Nations League or the Gold Cup or
yeah,
something.
so like is New Zealand like also maybe?
No.
No, okay.
I mean, for Qatar, it's really far also, but I guess they get to fly first class in Qatar Airways. So I would fly. I would do that.
Well, if they're flying first class on Qatar Airways, it's Qatar, by the way, not Qatar.
Is it?
That's how you pronounce it, Qatar.
Yeah, Turkey A, Turkey A.
Well, those, yes, but also no.
Yes and no.
Oh, Haji.
That's a winger-esque.
Yeah, losing the ball in a 1v1.
What would you be doing if we weren't streaming right now?
I had a long day at work. I started work at 6:30 this morning. I'd probably be playing a little bit of my FIFA career mode, and then probably watching a couple episodes of Lost with Randy. Just started Lost. Never seen it before.
My uncle wrote it.
Shut the hell up. What's your uncle's name?
Jeffrey Pinkner.
Yeah, I seen his name on the credits.
Yeah.
Your uncle's caking. Peppy, goal.
It's a good finish.
Is anyone going to gamble on the back post, or was it just like a...
That's the back post's fault. A good striker doesn't scuff that and puts it into the back.
You didn't scuff that. That was a great shot.
Scuff that.
That's not a scuff.
That is...
That almost went in.
Okay. Let's acknowledge that was scuff.
Okay, he didn't hit it like Suarez, but he didn't scuff it.
No.
We back down to 2?
No, bro. That's 7.
We're cooking.
Post scuff. We're cooking.
Ricardo Pepi, yes or no? Let us know in the chat. Just as a player, yes or no?
Who's your career mode with?
Bradford City. Started in League 2. I only started like 2 weeks ago. I'm up to League 1, won the league. I actually have both Staminich and Garbett on my Bradford City team, so I'm a big New Zealand supporter.
So am I. The more poor we do, the more like wake-up calls this team will have, which I think is an overall positive. Like, I think that, as we talked about on
we
the
can see
stream, I think that Canada result was the best thing for us. I mean, where are you going? It's brilliant.
Oh, that's a red card.
That's kind of disgusting.
It's a friendly. I mean, that was absolutely disgusting. He just hacked his knee. I mean, his season might be over, to be honest. That was disgusting.
Let's go!
Who we got?
U.S. men's national team total football said no on Ricardo Pepi.
Tell me why. I want to know why. What don't you like about his game? Yes, the finishing isn't always perfect, but
by the way, you're not alone. So when he says,
I mean, that's a disgusting challenge.
So anything that you say, I will be more than happy to add on to.
Please just let me know why. Like, I want to know what you don't like, and I'll answer any questions about why I do like him so much. I mean, as if anyone's a usual listener here to our Premier League stuff or to this, I like players to get in good positions, whether or not they finish. That's why I like Ricardo Pepi. I think he's super athletic. I think he's excellent in hold up. Yeah, the finishing needs to get better, but he's young still. Keep that in mind.
How old is he? 24?
How old is he? 24? 21? 22? He might be 22. I think he's 22. I'll tell you right now, I have all the roster ages written down from our stream this morning. He's 21. He's 21 years old.
It's fucking insane. You keep saying it, but it really is so true.
Like, all these guys we've been talking about for so long because, like, that was the new generation. But, like...
No, that's actually wild. 21's very young.
So you're back in?
No. But I'll give him time.
Okay, so you're not out.
I'm not.
You're kind of in. You're straddling.
I'm not in.
You're straddling.
I'm directly neutral.
Right. So that means you're kind of in.
No, I'm more out than I am in. He sucks, but I'll give him time.
But knowing his age a little bit more, you're giving him more time.
But he sucks, but I'll give him time.
What would you give me over under on amount of goals he scores for PSV all comps this year?
I mean, that doesn't do much for me because, like, Luke de Jong, who is 100 years old, just scored like 37.
I'm just asking for a number. I don't need like a whole thing.
It's so fair.
Okay, McKenzie. That's the worst ball ever. He had 2 guys on against 1. I mean, Chris Wood is livid. Poor Chris Wood.
Majestic era. Aronson is honestly working hard, and that run has me hopeful he can reach higher than we've seen.
Hey, Majestic era, you came over from Twitter. You're the one who tweeted at us. What's good, dude?
I mean, I feel like that's a little bit of an overreaction, one run being the future of him for the U.S. men's national team, but holy fuck. But I do agree that
you see why Pepe's better than Haji, right?
His play in general this season is very exciting, and then in turn could be
back post.
Oy.
I mean, Musa's actually just a goal.
Matt Turner, safe hands always.
Always, yeah, okay. I mean, I think with Brendan Aronson, like, the exciting thing about what he's been doing at Leeds is the goal scoring has been quite good. Like, the ball striking is good. He's taking his chances. Like, that's what we need from Brendan Aronson. Like, we know what he can do with the ball at his feet. We know he's a decent ball carrier. There's a lot of running around, but what is he actually doing in the final third? And, like, again, we saw with that run, like, didn't turn into anything. I think...
Well, he got chopped down.
I understand, but I think in general with Brendan Aronson, it's always been the question of what's the final product? Like, what are we getting from all the hard work, the running, the ball carrying? Like, it eventually needs to turn into something. Like, I mean, yeah, he got chopped down, but I mean, Haji Wright's having a horrific game.
That one's Ballo.
Oh, that was Ballo?
They're both just being atrocious.
I mean, that's like Ballow's first touch of the game.
I mean,
that's a ball. Brendan Aronson. Oh, Pepe. I mean, that's not where you want him with the ball at his feet. I'm sorry, you can't judge him off of that.
I could have.
That's not where you want him with the ball at his feet. That's just not.
Watching with my kids, and no, I don't see him being a starter for us, but if he can bring in this energy every time we bring him on, I'd be happy. I mean, like, we talked about this on the stream today, actually, and while I agree that someone who comes on and gives 100% is great to see, we need, as a nation, if we want to actually compete, we need to be above that. It needs to be assumed that every single player is going to put in a shift, and then on top of that, be good. So while it is great when we look around, Yunus Musa's not putting in a shift right now. Fossey's barely putting in a shift. And watching Aronson run all over the pitch is very nice to see. There needs to be quality that comes with it. We're not like, or we'll just be bad forever.
For sure. I mean, I think like there's a lot to like about Brendan Aronson being an Energizer bunny, but like over and over and over again, he kind of just loses the ball. Like the ball retention is not there. If you're coming on late in the game and you have a lot of energy, you also need to have ball retention. Like if you're trying to see a game out, I get it. Like I think the signs for Aronson are exciting. And again, like, I mean, Brendan Aronson's only 23 years old. So it's like, well, we're not going to write Brendan Aronson off at 23. I think it's just been 2 years ago. I think we all were really excited about Brendan Aronson. We were upset when he wasn't getting included in starting 11 by Berhalter. And now it's, I mean,
holy shit.
Fossey's baked. And now it's like, okay, what's the next step? If Aronson has a great season in the championship, Leeds get promoted, like, yeah, we could see Brendan Aronson get back into the rotation for the World Cup.
Back into the rotation. He never left the rotation.
But, like, I mean, less than just playing 12 minutes.
So.
Yeah, I agree. But, like, I think right now, if Kevin Paredes is fit, this starting position is Kevin Paredes's, and it's not his.
Paredes or Weah?
I mean, I think Weah right now, but I think Paredes should eclipse Weah's ability from what I've seen. I think Weah's another one where it's like really exciting player at 19 when he was at PSG, when he was at Lille. Juventus, he's been, kind of not playing that much. Scored in a banger under Moto in his first match and now got injured. Like, he's just starting to get frustrated with some of these players we've been hearing about for so long, and like almost none of them have taken the leap we wanted them to. So I think that's where the frustration comes. I mean, Richards is one of the few guys who really has taken the leap.
Yes.
And Anthony Robinson is 27 already, which I think is worth noting. Like, this World Cup at 29 years old is probably going to be his main World Cup that we remember him for. And, like, then it's going to be Wiley's position or Tolkien's position moving forward.
Yeah. We got, in terms of one-touch goals, Pepe lacks one of the most important skills for a striker.
Which is?
One-touch goals.
Oh, one-touch goals. Yeah. I think... I don't know. I'm a big believer in positive regression to the mean on things like that. You continue to get...
If you're a good player, I agree. But there's nothing to say that...
But he is a good player.
Is Mark your friend?
Mark Little? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What did he say?
Casey loved the specs. I appreciate it. I've been having some headaches. Hoping the blue light glasses help.
Yeah, Casey asked me what to do for migraines today. So we're getting better here at Yanks Abroad on a daily basis.
I'd love to see at half Haji swapped into the striker role. I agree. We both agree that Haji is better as is better as a striker than as a left winger.
Oh God, I kind of like McKenzie. Like right, there's no doubting that him and Richards is our best center back pairing right now. Oh. Fossey.
Actually, he literally looks like my
his legs just don't
my like intramural.
His
team right back. Like
his legs just don't quite match up with the rest of what his body's doing.
A lacrosse player at right back who's athletic. That little left-footed toe touch was like.
I mean,
really
I think it
bad.
shows you how weak that position is for the U.S. right now without Dest.
Mark said he's a migraine expert.
He actually is a migraine expert.
All right, are the blue light glasses going to work?
What else? Hey, Mark, what else can you tell Casey for migraines? Does he need to go get those pills that you take?
Aaron's performance in soccer could benefit from an improvement in physicality. Yeah, 100%. But, like, I don't know if, like, that's the answer. Like, soccer is one of the only sports where you can be 5'6", 140 and be the best player in the world.
Look at Messi, yeah.
So,
see, like, Aronson needs to release that ball sooner to Pepe. Like, it's too much ball carrying.
If he's 20 pounds heavier, he's still getting taken off the ball. Like that.
Yeah.
I agree that.
I mean, that's garbage. It's like fifth foul. No, yeah. I mean,
it's not a bad point. It's just like that's not what's going to make Aronson great.
No. His final product is what's going to make him great. He has the ability to be a really successful player if he can do a little bit more in the final third, release the ball a little bit quicker, be a little bit more decisive, which I think is the truth for a lot of our players. I mean, I think that's been a big issue for the U.S. men's national team in the last 10 years is finding decisive players in the final third. We've played some good football at times pre-Berhalter, but couldn't score goals.
Yeah.
Now it's like we have to score a goal every time we get in a good position in order to be competitive.
Yeah, and then we were in the opposite. Copa, I feel like we didn't create much, but when we did, we were actually super
right.
good.
We were scoring ridiculous goals. I mean, Balogun and Pulisic both scored some outrageous goals.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. If you have any other tips, tricks, questions, always welcome. Is Mark a home friend? School friend?
School friend, Syracuse guy.
Go Orange.
Bigly. Best football school in the ACC.
Kyle's hooping.
Hoping.
Didn't I tell you guys were going to make the playoff?
I have been bullish on Syracuse.
I have a bet for Syracuse to make the playoff.
Musa? Oh my God. That's what we love about
Pen?
Musa. Not a pen. But like that, there's no one else in the squad who does that. Like he's so technically skilled.
He's so bad tonight. But yes, I agree.
I mean, but just
love
like the ability, the technique.
Adams' hit against, what was that?
Yeah.
Mexico was a joke.
I mean, that's crazy that he even took that on. I mean, that was really well hit.
I think Robinson has longevity in the role like Beasley. His injury record is pretty clean.
Yeah, the injury record's clean. You just worry with a guy like Robinson. Like once he loses a half a step of pace, like Beasley was a pretty good defender. We worry about Robinson in 1v1s without his pace. Like Beasley was always a very, very good defender. I don't know. I think Robinson will be at the next 2 World Cups if I had to guess. What'd you say?
As peak, where did he play?
A lot in the MLS. I think he played at City for a little bit as well.
Manchester?
Yeah, before the City takeover.
Well done, Hodge.
He's got Balogun. Oh, one dribble earlier. I'm not sure Aiden Morris has much of a left foot from what I've seen, but I've liked his little passes into the center with his right foot a lot.
When does Pochettino take over?
October.
Yeah.
Lund? Oh, sorry. I thought that was going the other way for a second.
The papers will be signed before then, but the first time he'll get to be with the players is the October International.
I would expect to see Pochettino at some Juventus matches, some AC Milan matches, some PSV matches, some Fulham matches, some Crystal Palace matches in the next month. I'd expect to see him in a lot of places in Europe in the next month scouting players, especially ones where we have multiple players like Juventus, PSV, and Crystal Palace.
Worse life than like first class or PJs around Europe to watch different clubs.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Could be worse than being Mauricio Pochettino. I agree. That's a really good take.
Yeah, just got a bag from Chelsea that he.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say he didn't deserve it. He had them playing well.
No. And honestly, best thing for him was getting out of there.
He transitioned from winger to wide back, but I agree Robinson would have to solidify his defending with age.
Yeah, that's the thing with Anthony Robinson is like when he loses a step, which will come with or without injury.
Yeah.
What does he do?
I think also a good comparison is Kyle Walker, who always made up for his poor positioning, his poor defending with his pace. It's declining a touch, and he's becoming a liability.
Right. A liability is a strong word, but he's not as sure as Kyle Walker was sure for forever.
All right. Fantastic half of football.
It got a little better in the last 10 minutes.
Sure.
What do we want to see immediately coming into the second half? Who do we want to see?
All right. Who do I want to see? I want to see Malik.
Yep.
I want to see whether it's Pepe cannot be playing right wing. I don't want him on the pitch, but if he's going to play, please not at right wing. I can't watch that anymore.
Yep.
I want to see a complete swap at wing backs.
So you want to see Scally and you want to see Wiley.
And I want to see Koshin. Let's see what this guy says about the second half. Yeah, he can't even speak English. Yeah,
I'd like to see Cade Cowell.
Sure.
Wouldn't you? We need a winger to come on.
Who else are my options off the bench?
Trusty, I think we'll see at some point for McKenzie.
I'd rather see McKenzie, but yeah, I like it.
Well, I think maybe Trusty for Richards, move McKenzie to right center back.
Closet lefty.
Luca Della Torre, I think we'll see Johnny at some point.
Absolutely.
I don't need to see Pulisic. I don't need him to get hurt playing in this match. And I don't need to see Tim Ream.
Agreed.
That's it.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Okay. So, yeah. I mean, Stamanic plays for Olympiacos. I mean, this couldn't have been less clear on his... Oh, that was Garbett. Where does Garbett play? He plays for Breda, and he was in Torino's youth academy. All right. Anyone else? Who do you guys want to see in the second half? In the comments, let us know. I'm just going to refresh the stream real quick.
Does Cowell have a chance at 26 roster at this point? I love what I saw last year, but there seems to be a lot of doubt he can take the next step up.
Will has more knowledge on Cade Cowell, I would say, than I do. What I will say about the 26 and him is he, as you said, he didn't take the next step. He is a player to where we would need to see a large next step to where
I think there's a lot of people currently in front of him that I would say are less on the way out, but more trending upwards. So I think it will be tough, especially due to the fact that I think we will need depth in other areas more in a 26, where he would then in turn be left out. Now we got player ratings. Marlon Fossey being in the green is a joke.
Well, he's probably won like 6 duels by the guess, and Thought basically just rates players strictly off of duels. Yeah, Cade Cowell. Listen, I think it's going to be hard for him to make the 26 roster if he's at Guadalajara. I think Griffin Yao, I think Kevin Paredes, I think bringing 4 strikers is more likely. He plays in a position where Pulisic is going to play every minute at the 2026 World Cup, if not for injury. Reina could play there. Tillman could play there. I don't think Cade Cowell has a great chance unless he makes it, as Casey said, I think there's been some question about him making that next step from Guadalajara. He's been great for Guadalajara. He's been great for our under-23s. He really has been. So you don't want to rule it out, and you want to show that there's a path. If you leave the MLS, if you go to another league, whether it's Mexico or in Europe, if you do well for the under-23s, there is a path for you. But I think in the next season, in 2025, either in January or in the summer, he's going to need to make a move to Europe and continue to play well. Haji declines, Sargent declines, Paredes and Yao don't make the step we expect them to make. He's going to be competing with Paxton Aronson, whether he likes it or not, for one of those positions.
I like him over Paxton Aronson.
I do too.
I don't think either of them get in the squad, but I like him over him. I mean, if that means anything to anyone.
No, 100%. I think
San Jose to Chivas seems sideways. Was it a comfort move? I think a Spanish move to even the second division would have been good. I think both of us agree with you in the sense of Mexican League is probably better than the MLS, but I agree it is a sideways move in the sense of it's not even close to a big enough jump to seem impactful at all. So it would seem more of a sideways jump than an upwards one. We both agree.
Yeah.
I think maybe even less than the second Spanish league, like the Belgian league and some other smaller European leagues are, like we've seen Paxton Aronson. He had a ton of success in the Dutch league.
Yeah, Utrecht. He's got 3 goals and 2 assists this season already for Chivas in 6 matches played. So, ideally he continues to be on that trajectory for them this season. And as Casey said, I think the smart move for him is going to a Belgium league. We've talked about this a lot on our U.S. men's national team coverage this summer, where it's I think for a while we were obsessed as a fan base in players going to Dortmund and Juventus and Chelsea and potentially going to Real Madrid or PSG or whatever it is, when it's no, honestly, it's better if he goes to, a second division team in Spain, or in Belgium he goes to a first division team, or he goes to, somewhere in Copenhagen he goes and plays, or whatever it is, or he goes and plays at Barnsley in, League One in England. I think to me, what Aiden Morris did, and went and played at Borough, now he's found himself as a part of the U.S. men's national team squad, and, he's playing himself into a role with this team. Yeah. So, look at Tessman and Busio and Reggie Cannon, players who have gotten their chance.
Comparison is he goes to the championship and plays himself directly into...
I'm not sure his style works necessarily for the championship, but that's the kind of move I think makes more sense. And I understand why he went to Chivas. I think he was smart in getting out of the MLS. That probably gave him a leg up for the future. He wasn't in Berhalter's plans. He was too young at that point, and I think he saw the writing on the wall, or at least his agent did. So I don't know. Let's see what he does the rest of this year. I like him. I'd like to see him play in this match against New Zealand. A good ball carrier. We've seen Aronson and Haji and Balogun and Pepe have a lot of chance to carry the ball. So I would like to see him get a chance here and impress. Again, he's been really, really good for the under-23s.
Can I hear potentially, as an 18-year-old Chelsea fan, Pulisic's move was the highlight of football for me. But I agree. I'm happy he's lighting it up in Serie A. Yeah, I think...
Evan McPherson.
There you go.
Wearing a medalist hat. That's fresh.
I agree that it wasn't just for you as a Chelsea fan. He's an Arsenal fan. I'm a Tottenham fan.
And
it was a dream move for all Americans who watch the Premier League.
So excited.
I watched every single Chelsea match just waiting for him to get a substitute appearance. So
Right.
we all agree, but we also agree with your second piece of it that, Will made a good point that probably going to Milan first and then Chelsea probably would have made more sense for his career, because I think the player that he is now, I think he starts for Chelsea in the Chelsea side today. I think he's the best left winger that would be there. But we agree. Him playing at AC Milan gave him all his confidence back. He's playing the best he's ever played, I believe. And it's shown for the U.S. too. So no reason to mess up.
And even look at Weston McKennie, like goes to Juventus, goes to Leeds, doesn't do so great at Leeds on loan. Sometimes it doesn't have to be the Premier League for a player to
as much
achieve.
as we want it to be.
Right, because that's what we watch. I think it's more important for the players to go, like even Mark McKenzie, just from when I last saw him play for the U.S. men's national team, I think it was that Nations League match where he first played and he made those 2 bad mistakes and we lost the match, versus, goes and plays in he was at Club Bruges, or he was at Ghent, and now he's at Toulouse. That's a better career path than, look at Cameron Carter-Vickers even. We're not huge fans, but being in the Tottenham Academy, was sent out on loan 100 times, never really, found his role, never really made it to the U.S. men's national team. Then he goes to Celtic and he plays every match and he becomes at least a rotation player for us. Again, we're not thrilled by that, but Austin Trusty, right? He went from the Colorado Rapids to Arsenal, never got called up to the first team, never really a part of the plans. Goes to Sheffield United, plays every match, gets called up to the U.S. men's national team. Now he's at Celtic, gets calls up to the U.S. men's national team. Just by playing every week or having the opportunity to play, you get a better chance at featuring for our country. So I think that's what we have to focus on.
Yeah. I think it's always going to be minutes and confidence are the most important things when coming back to the U.S. I think there's players who, if they're already solidified, gain the confidence just by being back in the camp, and they see themselves as potentially 2 different players with club and country. But if you're new to the camp in general and you can come off of good club performance, I think that changes a lot confidence-wise coming into, as a new player, into the U.S. men's national team camp, which I imagine Brendan Aronson showed a lot of confidence in this camp, and that's why he's been playing so much.
1,000%. 1,000%. Look at Aronson last year, went out to Union Berlin, right? That's where he was. Couldn't really get anything going, and it showed when he came on for the U.S. men's national team. I'm not saying he's had the greatest match of his life today, but comes back to Leeds.
Definitely at least looks more confident.
He looks more confident. Confidence is so important. I think it gets lost on people. And I think in this sport more than anything, confidence is such a week-to-week, month-to-month thing that all it takes is Brandon Aronson scores that crazy last-minute goal to get Leeds a 3-3 draw in the first match of the season, gets right back into Daniel Farke's plans. They're now undefeated through 4 matches, and he's playing well for the U.S. men's national team. Yeah, if Leeds was in the Premier League, maybe that would look better on paper for Brendan Aronson, but is he playing week in and week out in the Premier League for them? Probably not. They have a bigger budget. They'll probably bring someone else in. So it's just the way things work out.
We agree with you that Cameron Carter-Vickers feels like a liability most times for the U.S. men's national team. I wish you would have been on the stream. Oh, we got a Poch announcement. Let's fucking go.
He's got a nice little backdrop there, Mauricio Pochettino.
Can't speak English, but I love him. Yeah, I wish you were in the stream for Copa when Carter-Vickers blew the match. We had some not so nice things to say, so we agree with that.
Not only do we have some not so nice things to say, he gets subbed on and we both said immediately he's going to be the reason we lose the match, and then that's what happened. He doesn't work in that Berhalter system at all. I don't think he'll work for Pochettino. It's a tough one. There's DeMarcus Beasley right there.
And then playing consistently is greater than profile of the club, 100%. Zach Steffen is a prime example. Without a doubt, he was one of our players who we thought had the most potential. And then, you don't play and you lose it. Will's touched on it 1,000 times.
It is funny, though, right? Is Zach Steffen actually, was he ever that good?
Right. Or did we just think he was?
Or did we think he was because he went to Manchester City, right? It's so hard to figure that out.
He was literally starting matches in the Cup for City. What else are we supposed to think?
No, 100%. It's just so... Goalkeepers are obviously probably the hardest to profile as a viewer. You only get to see as much as the game allows you to see. They can't, take a strong stranglehold on a game. He plays for Manchester City where how much does he have to do, right? Like, it was such a hard player to rate.
Which U.S. men's national team players would benefit most from a move? I'd like to see Reyna leave Dortmund and get more consistent playing time. I think great question. If you want to, we did a potential transfer episode on the channel. If you want to watch it later or whatever, it's on the channel. But I think it's a good question. We talked about it. I think Reyna's a really good call.
Reyna's got to be number one on the list.
Yeah,
he does.
He's not getting consistent minutes. I think
Trusty was kind of on our list. I mean, at least for me, like, I think we kind of seen what he can do in the championship. Sheffield United, kind of a disaster. I'm excited that he's going to Celtic. Like, theoretically, Austin Trusty could play 8 or more Champions League matches this year.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty exciting.
Yes.
I mean, there's no downside.
Correct.
He is not a starter right now for the U.S. men's national team. He plays great against some top sides. I think they play. Rangers have a really hard. I'll tell you who they play. You talk.
And on top of that, my biggest one was Weston McKennie. I'm shocked because originally he was completely out of the plans. Then when he was let back into I thought him being out of the plans, I thought was the best case because he would actually just force a move out and take whatever that he could get. Then when he was put back in the plans, I thought that was actually worse because Juventus signed so many quality midfielders that transparently I think are better than Weston, and I thought it would be really tough for him to get in the side, but he's made a couple appearances, so I still would have thought that McKennie would benefit a lot from getting a move. Obviously, the window's closed now, so that's not going to happen, but that would have been my answer, obviously, outside of Reyna.
So Trusty's going to play Dortmund. He's going to play Atalanta. He's going to play Leipzig, Club Brugge, Dynamo Zagreb, Young Boys, and Aston Villa. I mean,
that's, by the way, not the worst draw.
No, yeah, they could not only could they get out, but like they could get a top 8 and a bye. Like they have a really easy draw. But like nonetheless, like that's awesome. Austin Trusty's going to get the confidence of playing in the Scottish Premiership, where like it should be kind of easy on a week-to-week basis playing for Celtic, and then also get to like play Atalanta, play Dortmund. He's going to go play at Dortmund. Like that's pretty cool.
Imagine the feeling change of being in the worst Sheffield defense in the Premier League to now the best side in a Scottish Premier League. I mean, holy shit.
And you know, a great thing about that move is he gets to play alongside his countrymen and Cameron Carter-Vickers. Like, I don't know. I know we're not high on either of these players, but it's a good move.
How is this performance of the U.S. men's national team in this game compared to the Canada one? I think they're pretty similar.
Except we're playing against a much worse team.
Yeah, Canada's just much better, so they took... Like, Schaffelberg took his goal well. Jonathan David and Larin, they'll take their goals well. Like, yeah. I think that's just the difference. I think both have been horrendously bad. My only caveat is this lineup. We kind of expected it to be horrible. People are playing out of position in formations that these players haven't played in. Canada, we played, let's say, about 75 to 80% of a starting lineup in a formation that we usually play, and we look that bad. So I would say the Canada performance is way worse than this one. Because,
no doubt.
Not that expectations were high for the Canada one, but there was no reason for the expectations to be super low. This one, we came in, we were like, this could be an absolute shit show, and we wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the starting 11, we were like, cancel the stream. I mean, this is, just Ricardo Pepi off the right wing alone.
I mean, the one player, there were 3 players we said we didn't want to come on, and this guy was one of them.
We're not Luca De La Torre fans, if you couldn't tell. That's who we're looking at on the screen. He came on for Musa.
I mean,
so Aiden Morris is playing super deep. Luca De La Torre is playing in a pivot with Aiden Morris. Okay.
See, lefty ping, closet lefty.
I mean, he may be a closet lefty.
Staying at Juventus 2 years in a row when being unwanted feels like he just wanted to prove it to himself, but he should have left. Was he priced out of a move?
I don't think he was priced out of a move. I think it's tough because like he kind of showed he's not a Premier League player necessarily, and then it's like Juventus.
Did that Leeds team get relegated though?
Yeah, they were bad, so, but he was really bad for them. I think if
but it's like, is Trusty bad or was just Sheffield really? Like sometimes when you're on the worst team in the Prem, everyone's gonna look like shit.
I think if Everton had money to spend, they were very interested early on. They just literally didn't have cash flow. I think that could have been a potential move, but it's like I don't know. He's played well in this area, and you hope Christopher Lund has just not been good at all. You just hope he can get back into this Juventus squad. I mean, they're going to be playing multiple matches a week. They're in Europe, so he's got to prove his worth.
I don't know if it's a prove it to himself thing more than, I mean, I guess pseudo it is. Like, the dream growing up, like Juventus
is up
for
there.
His entire lives and our entire lives has been one of the biggest clubs in Europe. when you get to a move to Juve, and I imagine he's getting paid fairly well.
Yeah, he's like on 120K per week.
Like I also wouldn't be like super eager to leave, especially as we talked about, regardless of how much he played at club, he knew he was starting every match for the USMNT national team under Berhalter, so he wasn't under pressure to make a move.
Such a bad pass. Fossey! Dude, he had 4 guys.
You just have to be able to beat the first man.
Yeah, you got to beat the first man.
I was hoping to see Wiley start this game over Lund. Lund seems like an okay backup, I suppose. Okay.
We're in the same boat here, pal.
Lund is not an okay backup, and we completely agree.
And he gets an assist. Balogun was absolutely not offside there.
No shot. He was the latest run into the box.
Who is called offside?
They're just reffing how they want to. TBH, changing the starting 11 worked well for France against Belgium in the Nations League. Belgium was horrible, but it's good to try something different.
Who is called offside here?
Worst call of all time.
Wait. There's not a U.S. men's national team player within a yard of being offside.
That's not a bad point. I just would say, once again, I don't know what the two lineups were.
We're talking about France, Belgium?
Yeah, in terms of them changing lineup were. But my assumption is they did not have hold-up strikers playing right wing in playing a formation that I'd imagine it was a rotation of the squad and players playing in the correct positions and in positions that they've played in before.
Yeah, I mean, Pepe right wing's really the biggest issue. You can kind of make an argument for all these other positions.
Sure.
I don't really think Haji and Balogun work together at all. I think we've seen that so far. But it definitely doesn't work with Pepe at a right wing.
Right.
So that's kind of the biggest issue at hand here.
I'm curious. I'm going to look at the France starting 11s because I'm curious if they did.
They didn't change the formation. Saliba played both matches. That much I could tell you.
That is not. I'm not sure that's what he was asking or insinuating. They lost to Italy 3-1. They played a 4-2-3-1. Everyone in their correct positions. And then they played a 4-2-3-1.
Yo, McKenzie really might be a closet lefty, or he's incredible distribution.
Yeah, I mean that's
He's missed an incredible pass by him.
McKenzie?
Yeah, with his left.
I'm telling you, it's really positive. Yeah, I'm shocked. I mean, the France lineup in match 1 where they lost to Italy 3-1, I would say is 10 times better than the lineup that beat Belgium 2-0. So I think that probably just goes to show that second lineup had something to prove, whereas we are consistently playing players who have nothing to prove in this camp that virtually...
We got to get Haji out of there. He's got no touch tonight whatsoever.
CONCACAF reffing is something I've never been impressed with. Always feels incompetent.
Are these CONCACAF refs? I guess this guy's from Honduras, so it's probably CONCACAF refs. I mean, the disallowed goal was, not that this match matters at all, like literally who cares about the result, but the disallowed goal was insane.
Majestic Era, I don't know if you're new to the U.S. men's national team or young or...
I'd say he's watching with his kids, so I don't think he's young.
Definitely not young.
Or new.
But, yeah, the CONCACAF reffing has been... I mean, you're older than me. The CONCACAF reffing has been bad my entire life.
Yeah, I mean, it's been noticeably bad the last, 7-8 years. I want to say more than before. But that might just be it's more noticeable because we're a little bit better, and, before you just expected it to be a slog.
I think we're also, we have more knowledge and have watched more by, just...
There's also way more CONCACAF games now that there's the Nations League. Yeah. We're playing in Copa. There's just a lot more to watch.
CONCACAF reffing is the worst. Outside of AFCON, it's the worst. That's just Matt Turner, buddy.
Adam Morris has been very good today. He had that one horrible ball, but him, McKenzie, and Aronson, I think, have been the 3 best players. I know we're not huge Aronson fans, but Morris is a player. I mean, he's a good rotation player.
We're at the standard where if you put in a shift, it's a positive right now.
And they're putting in shifts.
The exciting thing about Poch is he won't put up for that.
No.
You won't even step on the pitch if you're not putting in a shift in training, let alone the game.
Oh, boy. What did Lund do? I mean, they were so busy showing the same replay 3 times that we missed whatever happened. Can we see Caleb Wiley, man? This is crazy. Christopher Lund, we understand what Christopher Lund is.
Ooh.
Oh, that's just accidental.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Who did you guys think should have been called up to the squad that didn't get a call up? We obviously all wanted to see Tessman, but know that had to do with him just making that move to Lyon and getting adjusted to being there. Anyone else you wanted to see?
One-touch passing has become a game changer in the world of soccer and revolutionizing the way USMNT one-touch game will be Pochettino's number one priority. Oh, Majestic Era, I'm 32. I've been watching since 2006. I just have to voice my displeasure with the CONCACAF region. No, I mean,
yeah, we completely agree.
CONCACAF, it's not
your
just like
all you want. It's atrocious, and as much as I wanna get used to it, you just can't.
The way that the referees slow down the game, like it makes it unwatchable at times. Like they either blow every single foul and then don't give yellow cards, so then there's just more and more fouls, or they don't call anything and then an outrageous red card out of nowhere. So it's like the inconsistency is just, I mean, obviously we have that issue with inconsistency in refereeing in everything, in every sport, and the Premier League has been awful, but like CONCACAF, it just ruins the way the game flows, which is my biggest issue.
I also think the biggest thing is, like, there's a lot to say about referees controlling matches. Like, they have more... I mean, sometimes for a positive, controlling a match well, and sometimes for a negative, just doing too much. But they have a lot of impact on the match. And if you control a match well, I think that's almost more important than maybe making every correct decision.
Yeah.
And that's what the CONCACAF refs lack so much, is they can never, like, that.
I mean, that was a form tackle. He just...
Is that not...
It's hard to tell who's who.
Second yellow?
No, that wasn't Stamenic. That was Garbett. But Garbett's got about 6 fouls.
Only call-up I was hoping for other than the Testament was I think we both agree with that. I
think if Yao wasn't just at the Olympics, I think he would have been called up. But like the fact that he went to the Olympics has already affected how much he's playing for Westerlo. Right. And so I think it's the
same reason Testament didn't get called up.
Right, like this camp really wasn't important, obviously, considering Pochettino wasn't involved. So I think it's one of those where it's like, let Testament and all of the guys who are at the Olympics, get settled back into their clubs. Brian Reynolds, to me, is really the one that I'm a little bit surprised by, just because I don't think Marlon Fossey is a big part of the future for this U.S. men's national team. I'm not sure Brian Reynolds is, to be fair. But, yeah, that was the one I was probably most surprised by.
Do you think Poch will revolutionize our one-touch passing?
Well, I said this on the Bleacher Report thing today. I don't. If you don't know, we were on Bleacher Report. Today we did a little positional rankings. You'll be able to see that as Pulisic gets his top on as he's going to come on.
Two of the 3 players we said we don't want to see have been 2 of the 3 that come on. Well done, Pepe.
You thought he was going to score from there?
No. Okay. Maybe bring it down on your chest and lay it off. How good of a hold-up striker is he?
Yeah, I think we're forgetting that this manager also wants to get results. Like this is his manager debut for the U.S. men's national team.
Yeah, if you want to get results, how is this the lineup you play?
Yeah, that's also totally
That's why
fair.
the question I wanted to ask you at halftime is like, can you even reason, whether you think it's right or wrong, can you come up with a reasoning behind the lineup that we saw? And I can't come up with one.
Come on, Fossey, put one good ball into the box. Like, he can't beat the first man to save his life. Aiden Morris. That's real bad, man. Christopher Lund just completely lost 1-0. Wow, good save. I think he's offside, but...
No, I think it's on.
Okay, Morris made up for it.
Lund
needs to get off. Anyway, back to the one-touch passing. I was saying this before on our stream. I think we're forgetting that for the first time ever, the U.S. men's national team manager will be a bigger, more established, better, higher profile manager than almost all of our players have at their own clubs, right?
So Sahin or Mauricio Pochettino?
Mauricio Pochettino.
Yeah.
So, the one-touch passing theoretically should get better. The players should be learning more than they've ever learned under any manager for a lot of these players. It could be incredibly, incredibly exciting for a lot of these players to get to learn under Pochettino. I mean, obviously the training camps are a lot shorter, but you're in contact with your coach throughout the year if you're a mainstay in the U.S. men's national team. And he takes a couple of players under his wing, and we could be looking at some major differences in the U.S. Soccer Federation over the next 5-10 years, depending how long Pochettino stays. I mean, I don't know if they've announced the length of the contract, but it's very exciting, not just for the fans, but for the players themselves, like to get to play under Pochettino.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, not that anyone's ever held back from going to the camp, but like as a manager, it's like I'm sending my player to go play with Poch now instead of Berhalter. Like as a club coach, that's got to be extremely exciting for them, knowing that they're coming back from that.
Definitely.
I think Pulisic coming on is just a coach not wanting to lose, draw both games. Yes, yeah. Completely agree. I mean, not to say that these matches.
Oh, our bet's dead. Haji didn't score.
Yeah, we're not going to have a positive or negative effect on his future as a coach. Like, I still think he'll be the U20 coach, but like, whether he wins or loses this match, and I think he may have solidified he has no future in coaching.
Yeah, I mean, the U20s is kind of a weird age group across the world in terms of international. Like, there's not
big tournaments.
There's not really like massive. Like, there's the U21 World Cup. Bless you.
23.
U23 World Cup.
Yeah. I mean, good for the people who paid $9 to come out to.
Yeah, I get to see Pulisic. Yeah, that's exciting.
I left the Milan City preseason match before I even got to see Pulisic.
So that you'd go to Yankee Stadium for?
That was a Serie A partnership thing.
I forgot about that.
I would not have been there.
I really like to see Caleb Wiley, I got to say. Like, Tillman, I understand, like, he plays plenty. I don't watch a lot of Strasburg. So I'd really like to see Caleb Wiley. Don't shoot that. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Is it crazy that I think we already look like more organized in the attack with Pulisic on?
No, it's not crazy. Well, we have a true winger on for the first time tonight.
True.
I mean, Luca De La Torre is so goddamn unathletic, it's crazy.
Yeah, he's got no future in this side.
No. If he's in the squad in 2026, I'll be pretty surprised. I mean, Garbutt's not even running fast, and he's just like so many steps behind him. And he's fresh legs.
Our kits also suck.
Stink. Literally horrible. They look like popsicles.
The yellow kits that Arsenal just dropped are fire.
Which yellow kits?
Your third kit.
Oh, the ones that are like tie-dye-ish?
No.
That's our third kit's... Actually, our third kit's black is the black, green, and red kit.
Maybe it was like a concept kit?
Yeah, you might have seen a concept kit. Or you might be talking about one of our older kits, like a retro kit.
Yeah, it must have been a...
Now you can't find it?
It must have been a fake. I thought it was your actual yellow kit.
That's too bad.
It was sick. It had a collar.
Are you sure it's not like our Sega kit from the 80s?
No, maybe it was like an updated concept of an old
Of like
kit.
an old JVC kit?
Yeah, but
oh my God, Chris Richards. What are we doing? Okay. I mean, credit where credit's due. Matt Turner's made 2 great saves tonight.
I'll keep preaching it. Matt Turner's our starter until someone is much better than him.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. It's just upsetting.
Come on, buddy. Just a little too long on the ball.
I mean, everyone's just spending too long on the ball. That's the issue when you play a team like much worse than you sometimes, is because you're afforded space and time that you take all that space and time. The ball needs to move quickly, get them more out of position instead of letting them just sit deep. Just shoot it. That's a good shot.
Strike.
It's crazy how strong he is with his left foot. Because he's actually not a very good ball carrier with his left foot or a good passer with his left foot, but he is able to shoot very well with his left foot.
He is a true striker and a finisher.
Okay, here we go. Wow, that went off the post.
Yeah.
He just looks like a stud.
I fucking love him.
All right, let's get a goal here. Come on. I know it doesn't matter, but it'd be nice to beat fucking New Zealand, for God's sakes.
Pulisic looks tan.
I mean, he's been in Italy in the summer.
Where
hot
else
there.
do you get this type of analysis, U.S. men's national team?
Literally nowhere. We are the home of the U.S. men's national team leading up to the 2026 World Cup. If you are not subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We are talking every single week, often multiple times a week, about the U.S. players around Europe, how they're performing, in-depth analysis, certain players, certain weeks, really going in and telling you who might make the squad for next summer, who's going to work under Pochettino's system, who's working right now, and who isn't. So make sure to hit the subscribe button. Just shoot it, Fossey. Not with your left. Good gracious. Yeah, Delatorre. Smart to go backwards instead of turning and facing the goal with no pressure on you whatsoever. Chris Richards. All right, get back, Chris Richards.
I fuck with it. We are based in New York City, both of us, for the time being. You have any plans to move out?
No. I will never live more than a few miles from New York City.
You're homegrown.
I am homegrown, born and raised. You have any plans to leave?
I will not be here for much longer.
Really? Where are you going?
Florida.
You like Florida, huh?
When it's warm, I feel like your quality of life goes up.
Yeah, except it's unbearable for 5 months of the year.
Then you just go inside.
So you're moving to Florida to go inside?
I'm in New York and I'm inside. You're south of Buffalo. Does that make you a Bills fan?
What do you mean by south? Where south of Buffalo?
I was a really big fan of you until if you're a Bills fan.
I mean, definitely a Bills fan.
That would ruin any like I had for you to begin with.
Come on, Aronson. Wow, nice save.
Kind of shot it right at him.
That was a nice save. Got down really well on a hard shot, hard low shot. That's a great save.
It's a good run.
But again, it's what we talk about with Aronson forever. The final product just has to be better. Have to score there.
Great hold-up play by Ballo. One touch out of his feet.
You have to score there. You just have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You have to score the goal there. That's unacceptable. Best chance of the game, late in the game, in a tie game, you have to score there. Yeah. I mean, Kyle Martino, I couldn't have said it better myself if I hadn't already. Mauricio Pochettino said, the decision to join the U.S. men's national team wasn't just about football for me. It's about the journey that this team and this country are on. The energy, the passion, and the hunger to achieve something truly historic here, those are the things that inspired me. All right.
I mean,
bunch of PR nonsense, but
I was about to say. But that's, by the way, not to toot my own horn and not to say that that is real, because very well could be PR speak. But that's what I was saying when we were talking originally about potentially getting one of these really big names. It's like you could be the guy that made U.S. soccer like a real thing. That could be real.
No, I completely agree, and I think Pochettino is a perfect name for that. I mean, I think when we were talking about it, I thought Klopp doesn't need to do that. He's already got something to his name. Pochettino's got, at the end of the day, in 10 years, no one's going to really remember Pochettino outside of Tottenham fans for anything that they care about, right? Like PSG fans didn't win anything but League One under him.
Sure, but how many managers are really, really remembered?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. But then a lot of them don't make this type of risky move. Maybe
they're not offered that often. Is there a move like this where you go to a country of 300 million people who are about to host a World Cup?
Sure. No, that's a good point. Oh, I was like, I thought Ben Old was our sub. I was like, what? I'm in Central
Tillman.
Florida. Florida is great. It's hot as fuck for 8 months of the year, yeah. Oh, Wiley and Tillman. All right, we have an exciting 25 minutes. Let's go.
Come on, Caleb Wiley. Show us something, baby.
Can I take Tillman to score or assist? If so, I'm locking it.
Yeah, I need that. I need it bad. Doesn't look likely. Oh, anytime goal scorer. I don't see goal or assist, but
Yeah, I think that's only a pregame thing you can take.
He's not even on here, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna sprinkle on first goal scorer when it comes up.
Maybe be on DraftKings.
Fossey is an interesting cat.
Yeah, he's a little bit like just bad. That's kind of his most interesting quality, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Not funny. Yeah, I do know what you mean.
Like, he's not horrible, but he's just like a little bit pretty bad.
All right, Caleb, get going.
Yeah, it's definitely not on. It's nowhere to be found. Let's just be clear. Oh, first goal scorer. Kind of feels like Mark McKenzie may just hit a header to win it.
I think you should take that.
You like that bet?
I do.
Marlon Fossey. He's just so baked out there that he might, sometimes.
Could happen.
All right, I get the ball to the left-hand side. I want to see.
Yeah,
I want to see Wiley.
I've had enough of the Fossey Pepe dynamic out on this
Yeah,
right
it's
side.
not quite
Something
what.
I don't need to see for the rest
Maybe
of
ever
my
again.
life.
Yeah, I would agree on that.
Yeah, it's not updated because Christopher Lund is still available.
Here's a little something. Pepe, Balogun. Oh, he's scoring. Goal. That's a goal.
Obviously.
So much space. Oh, my God. The guy was 4 yards from Pulisic.
I'm a little upset. I was on FanDuel.
To load up the Pulisic first goal?
No, to load up Tillman, and I saw that we scored.
Oh. I mean, Pulisic had 5 yards of space.
But, like, that's the difference. That's, like, a good player versus the rest of our mid-ass players.
I think Balogun might have been closer to Pulisic than the defender was to Pulisic.
But this is also another great hold-up play from Balogun.
Nice by Pepe.
And good distribution.
I mean, that's so much space.
But it's just, like, we need good players, like, actual good
Balogun and Pulisic's combination that they've shown in the last 3 months is very exciting.
Agreed.
Very, very exciting. The two of them really play well off of each other.
That's actually a good sequence. Fossey into De La Torre, clips it into Pepe, he turns, plays Ballo.
I mean, did that defender really think he could be that far away, that close to goal? I mean, that's ludicrous. How is he supposed to stop him from scoring?
A good finish with your left.
Really good.
How is McKenzie today? I think he played okay against Marseille. Marseille is just really good this season. Marseille is very good this season.
McKenzie's been great.
Yeah. But again, not tested much, but I think his calmness on the ball, his distribution has been really good. So that's good things to take when we do dominate a team. This guy is out of his mind, Fossey. So I think that's exciting to see. Again, I'm excited to see him against maybe some better players.
I've been really impressed by McKenzie's distribution with both feet. I think that's really what I was most hoping to see against a side like New Zealand. Like, I don't know how much you can worry about the defending unless it's horrific. Oh!
I mean,
unless it's horrific.
Pulisic and Balogun are...
Yeah, they're really good together.
It's great.
Yeah, I mean, McKenzie has been better than Richards today. I think I can say that pretty confidently.
Haven't played a part in the goal, but Tillman and Wiley come on and we score. Just keep that in mind.
No, I mean, obviously, it's a big thing. Wiley on the back post. Nobody marking Wiley on the back post.
It looked cool, though.
No, there is a thing to aura, though. Like, he has an aura, Tillman on the ball, and I'm all for it.
Balogun back to goal better than any other options we have.
Not even a question. Not even a question.
Okay, but you're saying that Pepe's best part is that he can play back to goal and be a hold-up striker.
Yeah. That is his best part. That doesn't mean he's...
But if Balogun's better than him at that and everything else in the
match... He shouldn't start for the U.S. He's a good bench option.
I feel like Haji brings the best...
Pepe scored a goal that should have counted tonight, and he did well in the build-up in that play. I don't think you need to hate on him for tonight. He was just fine, and he played at right wing.
I'll leave it alone tonight.
He played at right wing.
My thing is just like...
If you put Harry Kane at right wing...
Don't even start. I had 2 goals for England today.
Nice against Finland.
We're playing New Zealand.
Okay.
So, it's not throw stones.
Remember, you're a U.S. men's national team fan, not a Harry Kane fan.
I'm equal.
No.
I'm probably more of a Harry Kane fan.
Hate that.
100% more actually.
Aidan Morris has been great.
That's actually my ride or die.
All right, Matthew Barry, relax.
Is that something he says?
Yeah. Every year he does his ride or die. His number one, his player in fantasy that
Who's his ride or die this year?
Kyler Murray.
Yikes.
Last year was Amon Ra. The year before that was Jalen Hurts.
Sharp?
Kind of sharp.
Tyler's not sharp.
I'm in on Kyler, but I don't care about what Matthew Barry says. I'm in on Kyler.
Left a Super Bowl party. Matthew Barry was stumbling out on the street, blacked out.
When?
Quite funny. We were at Super Bowl. We left a party on like a Friday night.
Oh,
He was there. He was stumbling around the street.
that's hysterical.
Yeah.
Which party? One of them.
Morris has been the only fringe player I've been happy to see.
Agreed. Yeah, but Morris has been good. I mean, exactly that. He is a fringe player. He can come in and do a job. He is not a starter. He is a 18th
I don't
man.
think that should be like underplayed. Like
I don't either. It's an important role. I don't think there's a huge difference in what he's offered today versus what we saw McKennie
I
offer.
think it should matter, even if this isn't Poch's system. He came in to a new squad and actually made an impact and played well. Like I don't think that should be overlooked.
Totally agree. Morris and McKenzie are both going to walk away from this camp knowing they're getting invited in October.
That's my problem. Do we know that? Like, do you think Poch is even watching this match?
He's definitely watching this match.
You think so? I think we could be the only ones.
What kind of new manager is this if he's not watching this match? He needs to watch every match. He needs to be going back and watching all the matches from the last year. He needs to be watching tape on all the players.
It's not his side.
It doesn't matter.
It's 3 a.m. where he is.
It does not. He may not be watching it live right now.
Eventually, you're saying you watch it.
He's going to watch this match.
How do I find the viewership between Link Stream and this?
What's Link Stream?
Links versus Stream.
Oh.
And it's a barn burner, 46-47.
Oh. Links, as in the WNBA team, not a link like an HTML or URL. Sorry. It's been a long fucking day.
Yeah.
This is my 5th podcast
I'm
recording
excited
of the
for you to
day.
go to bed tonight. You're going to sleep well.
I'm waking up at 6:30 tomorrow.
Why?
Playing an early round of golf.
Really?
Yeah, that's a goal. Oh,
Midweek golf in the morning.
bigly. Oh, yeah, twice a week.
Really?
I play like a 7 a.m. round twice a week.
What time are you done by?
I'm back at my desk before 10:30.
Really? You play alone?
Play with my dad. We play in like 2.5 hours, 2 hours 45.
Where?
Bayonne, New Jersey. It's 15 minutes outside the city.
That's so interesting. I mean, I fucking hate golf, so I would never, but that's cool.
I love golf.
I know.
I don't really have time the rest of my life to ever play because like weekends is all taken up by sports, which is more important.
Not in the summer.
No, but in the summer I'm like never here on weekends.
Yeah. Having guys who can confidently pull off the bench is super valuable, and if you can bring in someone who work well with the guys who will play, then that's value. I mean, completely.
He's offered more in this match than Luca De La Torre has in 2 years of being in this squad. We're big Aidan Morris fans. We love, more than anything about Aidan Morris, we love...
Just keep dribbling right into the...
He got fouled.
Soft.
You're such a hater, man.
Correct.
We love Aidan Morris's career path more than anything. We love going from the MLS to Middlesbrough instead of trying to make some elaborate jump. Going to a place where he can play consistently, show his talents, and then maybe get another big move. Like, that is career progression that we want to see.
I think even more than that, it's like showing intent. Like a Columbus kid growing up. Columbus is the best team in the MLS. He's the best player on that team. Like, I wouldn't blame him if he
Didn't want to leave, yeah.
didn't want to leave. Playing on a great squad at home, like so. I think it's a very mature move that he deserves credit for.
No, 100% agree. And by the way,
Going to Middlesbrough playing the champion, like that's not a.
there are worse managers to learn under than Michael Carrick if you're a midfielder,
No,
though.
sure,
That's
but
pretty cool.
It's not the most glorious life.
No, it's not. I mean, it's Middlesbrough may be the Columbus of England, but yeah.
I mean, I'm a little biased towards Columbus. I think Columbus has a lot to offer, but
What does Columbus have to offer, please?
it's beautiful. Okay, not beautiful.
It can't be
Let
any
me
more
retract.
beautiful than Syracuse, New
It's
York.
amazing. It's definitely better than Syracuse. Columbus is a full-ass city.
So was Syracuse, third biggest
Stop.
city in the state.
It's not an actual city.
I bet
Everyone
it,
says the college town is like fake.
All right, calm down. We don't have 50,000 people like Ohio State.
I'm not saying that they're rightly compared. I'm just saying not to compare them. Columbus has a full downtown.
Who's the Buffalo guy in the chat?
I think it was Majestic Era.
Majestic Era. You must be a Cuse guy. Central New York for life.
What is your prediction for Canada versus Mexico this evening?
I think Canada will win. 100%. I mean, Mexico have just shown nothing, although they did beat New Zealand pretty handily. They've just shown absolutely nothing. They got Santiago Jimenez hasn't scored for them in like 2 years. They are a disaster. They need a total
Mexico's
rebuild.
atrocious, and Canada's playing the best they've probably ever played. So
yeah, Jesse Marsh has done a great job, and they've got some good players.
By the way, Jesse Marsh has always been a solid coach, so I don't think it should surprise anyone.
It's not surprising at all. I think Canada was a perfect landing spot for him.
Middlesbrough is for sure the Columbus of England. I think
that's a good take.
Columbus. I think we
I think you might be disrespecting Middlesbrough.
I could be.
You could be, and I wouldn't know either.
Right. I would just imagine Middlesbrough doesn't.
Could you imagine how angry Brits would be if they were up at 2 a.m. listening to us talk about Middlesbrough being the Columbus of England? They would be fuming. Oh, Mackenzie just got kicked in the fucking face.
Have you ever been to Columbus?
Never been to Ohio.
Really?
No interest.
I was about to say there's a lot to offer in Ohio. There's absolutely not, but Columbus is great.
Everyone. Oh, Golis made a couple nice saves. Everyone tells me Ohio's really, it's not great.
Cincinnati offers nothing.
Cleveland is the worst city in America.
Not bad. I've had
You're the first person I've ever heard say that.
I've had some good times in Cleveland.
The NL Central tour doesn't count. Oh, they're not in the NL Central. God damn it. The AL Central. You do an AL Central tour last year?
We did 2 years ago.
There you go.
And all this. I have zero college ball knowledge, but Cuse is usually the top New York team, but I'm close to Bonnie's.
What is he close to?
The Bonnies? Is St. Bonaventure close to in New York?
St. Bonaventure is in Florida, isn't it?
No.
Okay. I don't know where St. Bonaventure
Welcome
is.
to geography class.
All right, well, St. Bonaventure is not geography class. Relax.
I came in second in the geography B at school.
You're him?
Correct.
Yeah, St. Bonaventure is in New York.
Yeah. Bonnies are a good squad.
Yeah. Who'd they have that 1 year? Kyle O'Quinn? Was he? No, he was Norfolk. Who did they have? They had one good player 1 year.
St. Bonaventure, I feel like, is a usual March Madness team.
Not usual, but yeah, they get there sometimes. Usual is a pretty strong word.
Well, I mean, granted, usual for those teams.
It's like once every 5 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you have to win your conference.
What are they, in the AAC?
Do you think there's going to be a new rivalry between the U.S. and Canada in football? That would be great for CONCACAF. I think 100%.
Oh, that's a great ball by Caleb
There
Wiley.
is, without a doubt, it is setting up that way with both nations equally, I feel like, coming on, and the whole Jesse Marsh situation.
I think the Jesse Marsh thing is going to spark it. I mean, every time he gets a chance, he makes a dig at the U.S. Soccer Federation.
Which
so,
he's earned.
Yeah, it's 100% earned, but it will make it a rivalry. And, I mean, good. We should have a rivalry.
No, I think it's great, especially
because
with the
Mexico
rivalry dwindling down until they figure it out.
Yeah, 100% agree. And no, we don't really care about any of the other CONCACAF nations. I mean, Jamaica a little bit because we just have had some interesting matches with them, but not really a rivalry by any means. But who did they just name someone crazy as their head coach?
Hi, guys. What is the biggest change you suspect with the new USMNT coach?
I mean, I think we've spoken about it a lot, but the number one thing should be in possession should be a totally different ballgame. I mean, we should be playing with a high press. We should be playing with the wingers, keeping the width. We should be playing with, basically double eights who are kind of attacking midfielders who support the striker and Pulisic. And it should be really exciting to watch. I mean, the defense may not be super solid, but we should play some attractive football, which I think has been our biggest that's what we've hated the most under Berhalter is even when we're getting results, it's been unfun to watch, hasn't been convincing. And we want to take it to teams like New Zealand and beat them 4-1, 4-2. Who cares about a clean sheet? This isn't, league format. This is knockout format. It's win and move on. So let's play some fun football while we're doing it.
Yeah, I think my biggest change is there's going to be a ton of pressure on these new players. Like, mediocrity isn't going to be accepted like it was in the old system. And I think we're going to see some players rise to it and get the best out of them. And I think we're going to see some players crash out. And I think that's exactly what we need. And I think that's going to be the biggest difference because most of these players knew, as we've touched on with Berhalter, knew they were in the system and would stay. With Pochettino, it's not going to be that way. So some people will feel the pressure and be up to it, and some people won't.
Yeah, I also think this is just one of our biggest assumptions, and I maybe me more even than Casey, but I'm assuming that if you play in the MLS, you are no longer really have a good chance of being in the squad unless you would have to really impress. So the days of Shaq Moore and Kellen Acosta and Jordan Morris, those days are numbered. So I think we're going to really mostly see players in Europe.
Those days are zero.
Yeah, I really do think that's the case. So that to me is exciting too, because it should promote some of the best players not to just go and try and make these huge leaps to big clubs, but to try and generate a real career path for themselves in Europe.
I'm a French fan, and rivalry between Argentina and France is really exciting. Players play with a lot more intensity. Yeah, I mean, obviously we're not at a France-Argentina level rivalry, but I'd imagine as a French fan that is very exciting that has been added to the fold. Also, why do you think the U.S. haven't had world-class defenders compared to midfielders? Always feel U.S. defense is their biggest weakness. I think that's a really good question.
I think that's a culture thing, to be honest. I think the U.S. and sport a lot of the time is like all about glory growing up. Like you want to be the best. You want to be the best wide receiver, the best running back. Soccer's not the number one sport. It's not the number 3 sport. It's barely the number 4 sport in terms of youth right now. So I think when you see young players, the best players are being put in the best positions, right? Because that is basically the way that it is set up from a very young age in this country right now, and that needs to change. And hopefully Pochettino is just one person in that stepping stone where we can learn that it's just as important to develop world-class defenders as it is to develop world-class attackers. I mean, even look at our best defenders, Anthony Robinson, Serginho Dest. They're really attacking defenders, right? They, in a lot of ways, are wingers, or in Dest's case, somebody who's technically skilled enough to be a midfielder. So, yeah, I think it's the same thing with goalkeepers. Like, we had Tim Howard, but other than that, hasn't been a whole history of great goalkeepers. So, Brad Friedel, but
I think you essentially hit the nail on the head. So you have, with it being a smaller sport here, the best players are usually by their coaches going to be put in the attacking positions, because essentially the goal of the game is to score goals. So you're always going to put your best players in attacking positions. In these massive countries, you have best players at every single position. So it's just as important to be good at left back as it is to be striker if you want to get into your academy side, if you're in Nice in France. When you're in the Columbus Crew Academy, the best players are going to be the 10, the striker, and the left winger. And once we get to a point to where we have a ton more people playing soccer, I think it'll continue to be that way until I think we're on the correct trajectory of soccer growing in the U.S., though.
100%.
And the World Cup combined with Poch is going to be a big stepping stone.
I think it also comes down to talent ID just in the country not at a player's level, but at a coaching level. If you look at some of the best academies in Europe, and more specifically, I can really speak to Arsenal's academy, because if you don't know and if you're new here, that is what I cover mainly, is Arsenal's academy. That's a nice ball.
That's a good weight.
A lot of players will grow up playing one position, and a coach or a scout or an analyst identifies a skill that they have and says, this player is better off in this position. And that could be taking a striker and making him a center back. That could be taking a midfielder and making them a winger. It could be taking a right back and making him a goalkeeper. But these are the types of things that happen because of talent identification and the investment in scouting and looking through videos and seeing players' best abilities and using those in the right areas. So I don't hear about that happening at academies in the United States. And when that starts happening, then you're going to start having great center backs, great wing backs, and better players in those positions, because they're going to be identified at that younger age and then start playing then at that younger age in those different positions.
Yeah, as a youth coach, I always play the most talented athletic player as an 8.
Yeah,
I think that is different, but also goes to our point, is you are put at a position where there is a big disparity between maybe your best couple players and the rest of the squad. So you put those players in the most important positions, when maybe in a different world, that 8's true best position is at left back, and there's just not enough quality to make up for the fact that it's more important to have that guy at the 8 rather than the left back for the good of the team. So the U.S. youth system is absolutely atrocious. Money wins out, and good players are overlooked by poor coaches.
100%.
That's
been the biggest issue for 20 years.
Forever, and will probably forever be the problem with the U.S. system, is it's pay to play. And that's why, like, you hear these stories of Brazilian players coming from the slums of Brazil. Like, that's because it's available to.
I mean, even in England, a lot of the best, so the way the academy system works in England, for those who don't know, is a lot of the biggest clubs start taking intake at 6 years old, 8 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old. But they also play in a lot of tournaments with grassroots football clubs, which are the more local clubs, so not the academies. And oftentimes the best players from those grassroots clubs are then picked up by the bigger academies and then developed. So, for example, I don't know if people are familiar with the Mario Cozier-Dewberry, who just moved to Brighton from Arsenal. He played grassroots football until he's 12 years old, then played in a tournament against Chelsea, Brentford, Arsenal, and some of the top clubs in London. They all scouted him. He ended up at Arsenal, and now he's playing at Brighton. So that kind of thing is not happening in the United States. Until
You cannot play a tournament.
Right.
Unless you pay to be on a team.
Correct.
Which is the root of all of our issues and will continue to be. I mean, this may be too aggressive of a take and overthinking it, but like a lot of these players, you hear about it in football, like they played football with a certain level of intensity and passion to get off the streets.
Yeah.
And like they knew that this was a way out. We don't have that right now. And I think we would benefit a lot from it. People playing, like, their livelihood is on the line.
100%.
I mean, Pulisic is amazing, but, like, he grew up in we're overanalyzing it.
That ball was still rolling. But
like, he grew up in a two-parent household in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Like, these people, it's very different in the U.S.
1,000%. It's probably the biggest issue actually preventing us from growing in this country in terms of a soccer country.
As a former college player and youth coach, do you feel college produces any solid players?
Oh, my God. Caleb Wiley made a huge mistake.
I wasn't watching.
Caleb Wiley went to head it back to the goalie, didn't go far enough, and then McKenzie cleared it off of the New Zealand player and turned it into a chip over Turner's head. Look. Oh, that went off his hand. Didn't that go off his hand? That's not a goal if it goes off his hand.
As a former college player and youth coach, do you feel college produces any solid players, or should we develop through MLS USMNT camps?
So college can produce solid players. I mean, Tanner Tessman was Clemson, but he never played. Like, he committed and then left. But
I feel like there are very, very few.
It's very few and far between. Buchanan played in college, played in Syracuse. Go Orange. There's Leicester City has a striker that they signed who played at Syracuse as well. I only know Syracuse football, soccer, really. We're one of the best teams in the country. But so I was actually going to say before you even read that question is that's actually like kind of the only way for grassroots quote unquote football to happen, right? You are a young kid who's playing to get a scholarship so you can go to university. Right. Then you have to succeed as a player at university at such a high level. I mean, it's very rare, but that's really the only example we even have of that in this country right now. Yeah.
Do you think Kevin Sullivan has the potential to become a great midfielder and eventually play for the USMNT? It's crazy to think he's only 14 years old. He scored a great goal against Columbus.
Yes. I mean, from what I've seen, this kid is out of this world talented. Every single match he plays, whether it's next pro, whether it's his first team debut, any level I've seen him play at, stands out on the pitch. He reminds me of Max Dowman, who's a 14-year-old in Arsenal's academy, who just every level he plays at. He's playing with the England under-17s right now, and he looks like he is years older than these players, and he's 14. Yes, Kevin Sullivan looks incredible. He's 14, though, so a lot can happen between now and the time we might see him play for the U.S. men's national team. 2026 will obviously come too soon for him, but if Manchester City come and buy a player of that age, based off of their recruitment, I think we can surely say he's very talented.
Yeah. I mean, I think I even saw it from my club. Like, we had people traveling 3 hours because my club would fund players to play, and they would be willing to travel 3 hours to find quality clubs. Like, again, in England, your local club has the chance to play.
Right.
Chelsea, like, just the means that people have to go through to begin to be seen is just miles away from any other nation, I think, and it just will never probably become a priority. And just due to the sheer numbers we have in our country, we will become more competitive, but we will never have the structure from the bottom up that will make us like a super serious
The
thing.
grassroots structure absolutely needs to grow in a large way for us to be able to compete with some of these bigger nations. I mean,
Yamal
Tillman
played
is
at the
so
Euro
good.
at 16 years old. Maybe he could join for the World Cup.
I think it's highly unlikely.
Yamal is potentially one of the best players.
He also has been playing at Barcelona for a year at that point. If Kevin Sullivan is playing at Manchester City for a year at that point, maybe.
Sure.
But that also feels highly unlikely. Great turn.
Yeah, brilliant. Fucking loser.
Got hacked.
Yeah, I mean, Lamine Yamal, from what it looks like early on, looks like he has the potential to genuinely be one of the best wingers the sport has ever seen.
Also, by the way, we don't want Kevin Sullivan to be at the 2026 World Cup. Let the kid develop. He's 14 years
If
old.
he's Lamine Yamal, sure.
Okay, I think let's rule out that he's Lamine Yamal.
Right.
Let the kid develop. Let's not put the weight of 300 million people on his shoulders at 16 years old in front of the entire country in the first World Cup that most people will ever watch. I think that in itself is not what we want for Kevin Sullivan.
If he's truly the guy, all of that doesn't matter. But I agree, he probably isn't, so it's not a smart move.
Yeah.
Unless NFL disappears, I don't think would be number one ever.
It's not just NFL, unfortunately. Basketball will.
If anything, I think the NFL is no longer its biggest competitor, considering I think more and more parents don't want their kids to play the NFL. So
Yeah, I mean, NFL and NBA will be 1 and 2 for a long time. Soccer, I think, has the chance to take over baseball for sure, and then obviously hockey, just because rinks are extremely expensive, and
right.
so it could become 3. And in a country this big with this much money in it, is that enough? Maybe, but it'll never be enough to actually win a World Cup.
I mean, this is despicable what's going on here.
Honestly, I'm just glad
People are in the chat. But we're going to lose to Canada and draw New Zealand. I mean, obviously not
we're
any.
shit. I've come to terms
But
with it.
I mean, and Johnny just got hurt, so
I mean, I don't root for injuries, but
he's about to be a Tottenham player in a year.
no. If we sign him for 30 mil, I'll become an Arsenal fan.
What clubs do you guys support in the comments? Are you guys Premier League fans? Are you Barcelona fans? Madrid fans? Are you MLS fans? I'm interested to know what the kind of the spread is here. It's good for us to know our demographics and who we're reaching. So let us know who you support in the chat.
Well done, Mark.
Mackenzie's been very good. Own goal. That a goal.
Marlon Falsey playing 98 minutes.
It's
Might
exactly
give him
what we
nightmares.
needed. 98 minutes for the rest of his life. He's an odd-looking guy, man. He looks like if David Luiz had, like...
A black wife. Well, I guess David Luiz is pretty tan to begin with.
He's Brazilian.
What would you, Jack and I were talking about this while we were in Brazil. What would you describe Brazilians as, like, race-wise?
They're Latinx, aren't they?
I don't know.
Pretty sure that's their race, yeah. Okay. Isn't that what South America is?
I have my favorite team per league, but overall supported
Chelsea for 18 years. All right, that's pretty good. You have some prems. You got a champion.
Who else do you support out of curiosity? I like to try and, like, just watch wherever the Americans are playing, so I don't really have many other clubs I support. I mean, I always loved Madrid when Ronaldo's there. I'm a Ronaldo stan. I'm okay to... Oh, that's a red card. That is an absolute... Are you kidding me? 2 studs up to his shin? In a friendly? The New Zealand tackles in this friendly have been crazy. Oh, we play Panama again on October 12th.
Jesus Christ. October 12th and October 15th.
I'm not here.
October 15th.
It's really a bummer.
I'm not here October 12th. I think we went through this. Yeah. That's brutal.
Brutal. For Pochettino's first games. I mean, we'll have to do, like, reaction videos the next morning, but...
Where will we be again?
Croatia.
Right. And we're not even on the same time zone.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. I literally said to Randy, I was like, all right, next time we do any make it sort of plan, we need to look at the international break. Like, I forgot that's a huge part of my life now. I mean, we could still do, like, a live stream on Versailles or something if we really wanted to. We'll decide later. All right, we got 2.5 minutes.
Large basketball, soccer crossover and player type.
Like, I actually couldn't think of
Less.
2 sports further.
The smallest players in basketball are still probably too big to be successful.
There is negative crossover between basketball and soccer, which is unfortunate.
But it doesn't change the fact that young kids who are the right athletic build to play soccer would rather play basketball because of the ability and the reach for them to do it for such a low cost. That's the issue. It's not the number of players that are going to the NBA instead of being professional soccer players. It's merely just what they're doing at ages 6 to 16.
I think soccer is extremely unique. Like, there's things you can take from every sport, spacing, awareness, overall strength and speed, but like every other sport in America is essentially handball dominant. And then you have soccer where it's obviously illegal to use your hands. So like it's just different than everything.
No, for sure. I don't think it's not the professional level that we're so much worried about in order for the U.S. to get better. It's the grassroots. It's the ability to reach and play the game at a young age and fall in love with the game at a young age and want to get better at a young age. Even if it doesn't mean you become a U.S. men's national team player, but just more competitiveness at a young age across a larger demographic.
We got a PSG fan.
Okay.
It's tough in the Champions League, but he believes in Joao Neves and Bradley Barcola.
Barcola's had an incredible start to the year. All right, got 60 seconds left in the match. Any final cues? Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow we will be putting out our top 3 players at every single position for the U.S. men's national team. Those rankings, that video will go live tomorrow. Make sure to check it out. We go into depth in every single position. And then we will, of course, come back with some more Premier League coverage this weekend. We've got Arsenal-Tottenham on the weekend, which is a huge match. Casey is a Tottenham fan. I'm an Arsenal fan, so it should be a fun one for us. Could you imagine? That went in.
Top ends. And then we got an AC Milan fan.
Yeah, that's good. You got Musa and Pulisic to watch.
It was since the days of Kaká and Gattuso.
Those
Just
were
turned
fun
out
days.
well that you ended up with the...
There was a little bit of a 10-year gap in the middle where it wasn't so
I
good.
became a Tottenham fan from Clint Dempsey. I actually got into international soccer, I believe, at the 2010 World Cup. Dempsey was our best player. Started playing with Dempsey on FIFA, who was on Tottenham. They had Bale. And from there, it was a wrap. How'd you become an Arsenal fan?
2 reasons. Arsenal you could watch on Yes Network
right.
growing
Tell
up.
me about that.
And then, first FIFA 2003, it asks you, who's your favorite club? First club that comes up, Arsenal. Created a career mode with them, and those are the players I knew. So
2003.
FIFA 03 is the first one I had. Henri on the cover.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a
Those
great
are the-
time to be an Arsenal fan, too.
Those
So
are my favorite things is I'm lucky enough for work to travel across the world and go to NFL games, and asking NFL fans from abroad how they became fans of their teams is always super fascinating.
yeah, everyone's got a different story.
It's hilarious. You know what's super interesting? In Brazil in particular, they don't get many games, so they pretty much only get the Super Bowl.
Penalty.
No, that is so sorry.
Wiley? Oh, game.
They pretty much only get the Super Bowl. So, like, when we went there, it's like
Patriots
Broncos
fans?
Seahawks fans, Patriots fans. It's like only teams that have won the Super Bowl. It's pretty funny, actually.
That is pretty funny. That is funny. Like, that's how it's just like who you can watch. Like, I literally could have watched Arsenal or Manchester United. Those are the only 2 teams I could watch.
This guy was a Packers fan because he just remembers the first ever game he watched was Packers with Aaron Rodgers. Like, that sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, 100%. No, I mean, that's like, I mean, I always give people shit in the States who are Man City fans because, like, they became Man City fans because they were the best team. Yeah. But, like, they probably became fans in the last 10 years, and, like, it's
so
hard to blame them.
I'd
Yeah.
fucking way rather be.
Even if you, and they
Man
probably,
City.
like, when they first became fans, didn't even realize that that's, what had happened. They only knew them as this level of Man City, and they're fun to watch. I mean, it is what it is. Anyone who's a fan of the sport in this country is good for us. So,
Yeah, agreed.
all right, let's blow this whistle.
Yeah. I like
this
went
game.
through a little gatekeeping time in college. Like, all these people want to get into the Premier League. I was like, you don't know shit. Like,
Me too. Because it also, you want to be that guy who's the niche. Like, I'm waking up at 7 a.m. after drinking till 4 a.m. to watch the games. People are like, you're crazy. Like,
all right. Thank you all for being in the chat and in the stream all night. We really appreciate it because I can't even imagine how you guys sat through this. We do it for work, so it's our job, but we appreciate and love talking to you guys. Hit the subscribe button. We got content coming, and as Will said, we're the hub of all things USMNT leading up to the World Cup and through the tournament. So we appreciate you guys. I was lucky enough to get all Prem and Champions League games growing up, but Frank Lampard was my idol in high school. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Good player.
Well,
All right.
thanks for watching, and, not all bad news tonight. Mauricio Pochettino was officially announced. So the U.S. is turning over a new leaf tomorrow, putting these games behind us, putting Copa America behind us, and we got a fun lead up now to the 2026 World Cup.
Matt Turner are talking about.
They were at Nottingham together.
No, I know. Just like, what?
How are you? How are the wives? How are the kids?
Sure.
You know.
All right.
Peace.